no 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 na the lady. I be no 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 na the sun. I be no 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 na the lady. I be no 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 na the sun. Can hear the whispers in my sleep, the voices telling me this should be mine. You claim you trust me. You think I don't see the doubt behind your eyes. I'm gonna build me an empire, and it's lonely at the top, but madness and greatness can both share a face, and nobody will ever convince me to stop. It's my destiny. I was born to play this game, so fear me or love me, it's all the same. Try to find a chain that I won't break, a price I wouldn't pay for what I want. So you can call me calculating, you can call me calculating. You can say I've lost my mind, you can say I've lost my mind. You can throw me to the wolves, I'll be alright. I'm gonna build me an empire, and it's lonely at the top, but madness and greatness can both share a face, and nobody will ever convince me to stop. It's my destiny. I was born to play this game, so fear me or love me, it's all the same. Just one word, I'll let the world burn. Just one word, I'll let the world burn. I'm gonna build me an empire, and it's lonely at the top, but madness and greatness can both share a face, and nobody will ever convince me to stop. It's my destiny. I was born to play this game, so fear me or love me, it's all the same. So fear me or love me, it's all the same.
Sherva ovaya horo sherva ovaya horo sherva ovaya ani sherak tantari oro sherva ovaya horo sherva ovaya horo sherva ovaya ani sherak tantari sherva van van len var begracht du wegen gewan jo grai shalif malak stul til talashna karlev oro sherva ovaya oro sherva ovaya oro shachtan Ganja wele smile karski Ak fugur fanna golif Oro sherva o valja Oro sherva o valja Oro sherva o valja Vari sheraktan tauri Oro sherva o valja Oro sherva o valja Oro sherva o valja Vari sheraktan tauri
Aim high, swing hard, leave it out there, no regrets. My blood is in the water and the sharks are taking bets. They circle in, waiting for my final breath, but they won't see me drown. I hoist my sails for the treasure in the sea. The winds that blow behind me take me where I'm supposed to be. I'm raising hell for the ones who don't believe. Their words can't drag me down. When the wind rips the tide, I will sail, reach the other side. Let the storm roll on wild. I was born for this. I'm unsinkable. Calling demons from the deep. The thunder's throwing punches, trying to knock me off my feet. But I won't bow when their shadows cover me. My course is carved in stone. When the wind rips the tide, I will sail, reach the other side. Let the storm roll on wild. I was born for this. I'm unsinkable. I will sail, reach the other side. Let the storm roll on wild. I was born for this.
Exceptionally.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Realm Weavers.
Hey!
Hello.
So, we have an interesting day today because we are introducing our newest member, Donnie Perrypalm.
Hello.
Hey!
And our resident magic user is not currently with us. I don't know why. He hasn't messaged me or anything, so figure that out.
We'll let the shenanigans happen as they happen.
So I'm hearing echo. Does anyone know where that's coming from, or
Probably me.
do you have any headphones or earbuds that you use? That's what I use to keep the echo from happening.
Is it still echoing?
No.
No, but like if you have headphones, you could listen to stuff while doing that. So I'll just, yeah.
No.
Okay. Anyways, so yeah, we're here. well, most of us are here. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to handle Tom's character, because again, I didn't get a heads up notice, so I'm trying to figure out what to do here.
We're all going to a camp, and most of us are really tired anyway. We're probably sleeping through the night, me and Lorsan especially.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming we're starting there.
All right. Well, essentially, they bring you over to a makeshift camp. There's a couple. There's not really tents, but there's a couple of sleeping bags, not sleeping bags, but like sleeping rolls out. You see 2 men with horses off to the side, as well as a female halfling.
Okay.
And yeah, so they essentially bring you as well as the other members of they bring you guys, the members of the KOR, and the mercenaries are also with you guys, trying to help bring people over. As he kind of calls out, going like, "All right, get to it, guys." And both of the fighters immediately get up and start moving over, like rushing, going like, "Oh shit!" Like looking for medical supplies and all that kind of stuff. As they're like, and one of them's just like, "Quick, go get the healer." So yeah, that's what you're introduced to. As Lorsan's already on the one of the rolls as he's being attended to.
Yeah, because he was brought to camp before everyone else got there. So.
Yeah, exactly. So you see the halflings kind of helping him out.
Now Grimshaw's eyes are effectively glazed over right now. He's already checked out. His mind is checked out for the day.
Poor guy.
They're laying you down on one of the beds as well, checking for any wounds.
Which I do believe there are none.
What? No, I thought you sure you got hurt.
Not the last session. I didn't get hurt last session.
Okay.
Miraculously, but yes.
Yeah, miraculous. We played the knock on wood, but
So what am I doing?
Well, you're there with one of the younger knight. As he looks over at you, he says, "Are you injured in any way?
I'm good.
Do you have any skill in medical proficiency in medical skills, or?"
Yeah, I got that
Excellent.
skill.
He reaches over, he hands you a medical kit and says, "Please assist us."
Okay.
Get to work.
Start helping people out.
Roll a healing check.
Okay. D20, right?
Huh?
I think it's a D100.
D20 or D100, whichever you prefer.
Oh.
I like D20.
Oh shoot.
my light's on too.
12.
That's a fail.
Ah.
So for the first person you go over, they have like gaping wounds, and you're like, I've never dealt with anything like this before. I'm out of my league here.
I've never sewn anyone back together before. My needlework is not on par.
Lorsan, would your character be conscious right now, or are they unconscious as they're being treated?
Probably conscious, but a little out of it.
Okay. I'm gonna say that Troxel's character is brought off to another section and watched and guarded over.
As he talks to some of the other nobles in the area.
No. They just bring him apart from the rest of the group and just kind of watch him.
Do they know I'm a thief?
Unless you're projecting it, no.
Okay.
That was the biggest thing. That was the biggest problem I had with like most stereotypical rogue characters was like the way they dress, the way they carry themselves is like you're basically screaming thief. And it's like most thieves wouldn't be, you know, trying to make themselves known like that. The whole point is to be subtle.
It's like I keep making my way through the camp, healing who I can.
Meanwhile, off to the side, the Dark Dracon is just kind of like leaning against a tree as he watches his people be tended to. One of them approaches him, and he's like, "No, my wound's not serious. Just take care of them." So, Bernard, how long are you going to... And just wait.
Do I see anything of interest or valuable around that possible interest?
Roll an intelligence check.
Okay.
Immediately just scouting out for things to do.
Hey, I gave him the okay as long as he doesn't get caught.
This is true. This is true.
Not one.
You're still semi-hyperventilating after the whole nightmarish event that just unfolded. You're just kind of like collecting your thoughts at the moment.
Okay. I guess I'll hang around my party members.
The two of which who are passed out on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay. Lyrian joins you. Cieldre just kind of like... Cieldre is kind of like arguing with one of the cavaliers, and eventually he's kind of like looks over to his superior. He nods, and then she walks away from the group as far away as she possibly can, approximately 50 feet away from the edge of the camp.
Okay. What is she doing?
Helping.
You can't say anything. You're unconscious.
I know.
Alright, so Dottie, as you seal up Lorsan's wounds and help him out with that, you want to roll a healing check to see how much else you can do for his wounds?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think he has 6 right now.
You have 6?
Yeah, he has 6. He has 6 health right now.
I'm looking for my cheat sheet. So this is proficiency?
Yes, so D20 or D100 with a goal of a low roll. I can speak English. I know I can speak English.
One of these days.
One of these days I'll speak English.
That is a 12.
Alright. On a D20 or D12 or D100?
D20.
So that's a fail.
Okay.
You're able to make it look like you're doing nothing but that, though, so...
Okay. Then I would like to see if I can't lay on hands.
Easily. Bam. Healed. For 5... So, Lorsan, you got 5 points of HP back.
That's all.
Cool.
Lay on hands.
Alright, with that, Cavaliers decide to take patrols, not patrols, but like take watches. The knight goes over to Bernard and Lyrian, who are one of the only conscious people and people currently with the group that he can talk to. So he approaches you guys and goes, "Now then, we appreciate you defending our men.
No problem. No problem.
He kind of like kneels. He kind of like kneels so he can talk to you more properly, and essentially goes, what do you call it? Shoot, I lost my train of thought.
Choo choo.
He has to kneel so he can talk face to face to you.
Oh, somebody has a question that I am uniquely gifted in.
So he asks you a couple of questions. One of them is being like, what brings you around this area? what made you inclined to help Ava and Avarian? And then he asks if it was you who killed the operator or operation officer.
That wasn't me.
Who was it?
I don't recall.
Protecting Grimshaw does not need to be protected.
Roll a D100 for me against his D100. It's a charisma check, so use your reaction roll. Reaction adjustment, I mean.
Reaction adjustment, 1 second. No. Adjustments. Yeah. Okay. That's a 7.
And your reaction adjustment?
My charisma is only 12, so I don't have a reaction adjustment.
Cool. So he just stares at you.
Okay. Well, it might have. I kind of stare back for a while, just like,
You stare back at his helm.
dang, I don't know what to say. I don't want to give up Grimshaw, but he's cut me out. Look, man, it was hectic. There's zombies coming out of everywhere. So I'm not sure who dealt the killing blow.
He's still staring at you.
Okay. I don't say anything. Okay. I'm just squirming, trying to looking away, trying to figure out what do I say now? What do I say? He was fine. It was Grimshaw.
He gives a nod and then gestures to one of the cavaliers, who hands him a set of rations and hands it to you.
Okay.
He says, "Thank you."
Which one of you? Which was Grimshaw?
That's basically what he asks next. Yeah, he's like, "Which one is that?"
Okay. I guess Grimshaw. I point over at Grimshaw.
Thank you. Hands you a bedroll, and then tells you to rest for the night.
Okay.
Brother is bribing you with free stuff.
Well, no, they have one for everyone. The food was like, "Hey, so you spoke honestly, so therefore I'm going to give you something."
Seek reward.
All right. After all of that's over, he walks over to Dottie and lets her know, like, that should be everything for tonight. Might as well get some rest. We'll take watches.
Sure. I've done all I can here. Are there any others?
He gestures to the many people who have injuries. So, to give you an idea, you're looking at... Let me pull it up real quick. Hey, no, that's not what I want. You're looking at 7 injured, 3 seriously injured.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the offer of arrest. I think there's more yet that I can do.
He just gives a nod.
So I'm gonna see about going over to one of the critically injured and see where I can help.
Mm-hmm. The resident healer who you've already met by this point rushes over too. I haven't gotten the news. And immediately starts assisting you in trying to mend wounds and go over to the more seriously injured, casting cure light wounds, cure moderate wounds, that kind of thing. So, all right.
I will follow suit and try and do some more medicine patching.
All right, there we go. I'm assuming you're going for the most unstable person right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, roll a healing proficiency for the Nephilim.
Is there a bonus for that from the thingaroni?
From the Thingaroni?
Yeah, the thingadoodle.
That's not much better.
The doodly bop.
The whirligig.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, see?
How about something I can understand? Something I can
Okay.
reference, something I can pinpoint.
I am trying to discern whether or not I indeed get a bonus for my healing proficiency and doing the thingadoodle.
So it should show on your chart what your chances of success are, which
Okay.
according to this it's 1 to 5. So
1-5. Then I will use the, pretty sure the 00 is the 100, correct?
you can use that, yes, which would make that
Okay.
25% chance.
Fifty.
What'd you roll?
50.
50. So that's not successful.
I thought it was 1 to 5.
1 to 5 on a D20. If you convert that to hundreds, then that's 25% out of 100%.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Oh no.
Yeah, so you attempt to do this, but there's so much blood every time you try and sew a wound together. It ends up getting undone because the flesh was too rended, too damaged.
I see.
Yeah.
I might see about doing more healing magic then.
I think you ran out of lay on hands points, but you still have a cure light wound spell, right?
Correct.
Okay. So go ahead and roll that. I believe that's... Let me pull up the spell manual. Da-da-da-da. So yeah, 2d4 HP plus 1.
2d4 plus 1. What's the HP?
Are you asking how much they have right now?
Oh, you said 2d4 plus 1 HP.
Yeah. So you can heal for that much.
Oh, okay. That is 6. That's up.
All right. So they went from 22 points of damage to 16 points of damage.
It's something.
Oh yeah, I did. It did. You start casting a healing spell, and you can see some of the wounds starting to mend lightly. You hear them start to breathe a little bit easier. So.
There you are. Rest easy now. And I'll do that for as long as it takes.
All right. So you help you help the priest start healing the rest of them, or since you ran out of spell slots, you'd be helping them with medical stitching and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'll help them until they're out for the night, and then I'll rest myself.
Yep. All right. So that ends that. We are what do you call it? Everyone will have fallen asleep at some point. Bernard, I want you to roll me a wisdom. I want you to roll hear noise for me.
Hear noise?
Hear noise.
Ah, 11. I'm not rolling very good.
You and me both.
I mean, that was close. That was only 1 point off, so. So you stir awake as you hear talking, and you turn over and you see the knight speaking to you see the knight speaking to the younger knight, as well as the fighter / illusionist that you guys fought alongside. But you can't make out what they're saying.
Can I go there and get closer without being detected?
Roll move silently.
Grimshaw can do it, you can too.
Yeah, that was a very lucky roll on your part when you rolled for silence.
Yes, it was.
D20, right? Or D100?
D100.
That's what I thought. $39.
That is success for you.
Okay.
So yeah, you start sneaking a little bit closer, and eventually you get close enough where you can start making out a few words that they're saying. You see the cavalier hand the book that Tom wanted to snatch over to the knight, who takes it and opens it up and starts flipping through it. He's as he does, he's going, "So this is it." "Yes, sir. That we believe that was it." And Avarian's just like, "No, yeah, that is exactly what we were researching." Can I take a look at that real quick? Knight hands it over to him. He just kind of looks at the pages, and you see him frown. And he goes, "Sir, this isn't it." "What do you mean that's not it?" I mean, sir, we've worked with the book for a very long time now. I've had a lot of time engaging with it, and this isn't that book. Elaborate. He closes the book and says, "Sir, this is a blank book with illusionary script. This isn't the real thing." "So you're saying someone switched it out?" "Yes, sir, that's exactly what I'm saying." "All right," he says. He takes the book back. "We'll figure this out later." He turns over to you, over to your party, and looks your way.
Can I maintain get the sight, or do you spot me?
Are you saying you want to hide or pretend you're sleeping?
Well, I'll
Continue sleeping in the ground.
Can I sleep? Like I'm sleeping. See if I can get back to the roll.
Okay. So he looks your way and says, "We just need to keep an eye on." Stops as he his eyes stop where he sees your empty sleeping roll, and then trails over to where you are now, where it looks like you kind of like crawled around in your sleep. And he's just like, "Keep an eye on them. We don't know who they are yet. We don't know what they want. Yes, sir. But treat them with courtesy. They helped to take down a rogue element and protected our men." Understood, sir. And with that, the knight walks away. Next morning!
Huzzah.
Everyone starts to wake up, Grimshaw and Lorsan being the last ones to wake up.
Clearly.
Lyrian's kind of like huddled near a tree. Her face is kind of unreadable as she leans against it. You see Cieldre kind of like making her way back over to the group. And,
You said Lyrian is standing away.
No, Lyrian is leaning against a tree. Cieldre is returning to camp.
If I remember you said correctly, she's more stone-faced than normal, right?
Yeah, there's not really much expression on her face.
I'm gonna go over to Lyrian.
Before you do, Cieldre kind of like asks Grimshaw, Grimshaw, where's your backpack?
Where is my backpack?
I don't know, that's why I'm asking.
Has anyone seen my backpack?
People are shaking their heads.
I have to go back there soon. Alright. Well, that's step one. You probably got it.
Lorsan, you're waking up and you vaguely remember the last, like, you spot Dottie and remember her face vaguely being the last thing you saw before you passed out.
Alright, well, before anything, I have to step away for a second, so I'll be right back.
Oh, okay.
I guess I'm still gonna make my way over to Lyrian.
Yep. Man, my players are dropping like flies. Like, holy crap.
Wait, hang on.
No! Alright, so you walk over to Lyrian.
Hey, kid. Why the long face?
She looks over at Grimshaw and kind of gives a semi-forced smile going, just, last night, trying to deal with it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are gonna be. The good news is we didn't lose anyone.
Yeah, we're holding on to that.
I come over and sit next to y'all. Say, that was crazy.
Hello, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yeah. She has no remark for that comment, as is kind of stating the obvious.
Yeah.
I've never seen an undead before.
I've read up on them, but I've never actually seen one before.
I've seen enough death. Undeath is not worth the time. The effort.
Where's the sage? The sage Grimshaw, everyone.
The backstory.
Sealdra kind of like walks over, sees Grimshot, and she asks, how you doing there?
Had better night's sleep. Reminded me of the past.
Yeah, I fought some zombies before on the island, but this is something else entirely.
Do you have any idea where these things came from? You're everywhere.
They came from the crypt, you hear Avarian say as he walks over, overhearing your conversation. How they got out of the crypt is anyone's guess, but they came from the crypt. You know, that same one that you idiots tried to break into?
And we didn't try and break into it. We got bad juju, and only one of us actually wanted to continue.
But we left.
We came to a consensus that it was wise not to disturb the dead.
It's like, oh, they were way disturbed before you guys.
That's irrelevant. They were walking around because of someone else, not because of me. They just attacked me for...
He's like, no, we're pretty sure that was a natural event. No spellcaster was involved.
Natural? How is something like that natural?
Kind of looks over at the magic, looks over at the direction where they have the magic users, looks back at you and says, he really doesn't share shit, does he?
Not really.
Yeah.
Alright, well, basically, he says as he squats down and kind of, like, draws in the dirt, showing, like, a central circle with smaller circles around it, and he goes, basically, you have the material plane here, and then you have the ethereal plane out here. What we use to draw magic into the world is called negative and positive energy. And you have various pocket versions of that all around the ethereal plane. So when we draw energy, it comes from the ethereal plane to the material, and we use that to cast magic. But sometimes, it can come in naturally, especially through the moon and the sun. Moon projecting negative and the sun projecting positive. Sometimes, the concentration can be strong enough where if it affects an unprotected area, like a crypt that hasn't had rites put over it recently, there's a chance that it might animate the dead itself.
So you're telling me that there's chances that zombies an undead could just pop out of nowhere? Spontaneously rise from the grave?
Yes, but it's not, like, quick. It usually happens over a gradual period. It's just more likely to happen if the person who died of a traumatic event or something extreme. It's not necessarily common, but it's actually not uncommon either. It's pretty rare, but it still happens.
So it requires emotion to be tied to it, is what you're telling me.
Emotion, a lot of negative energy, and when I say negative energy, I'm speaking specifically of the ethereal plane energy, not just negative emotions.
What kind of undead were they?
I don't actually know exactly. Hold on a second, let me... Reggie, do we actually know...
The asses what they were.
Reggie, do we know what kind of undead they were? My guess is some ghouls, and as far as I think those two big ones were whites.
Ghouls and whites.
Okay, so if those names mean anything to you, I don't know.
I got nothing.
It's like, yeah, those were pretty easy to deal with at the time because all we had to do was make sure that the crypt was, remained sealed. They couldn't get out as long as we kept it sealed. It's the ghost in the mansion that gave us, we didn't want to go anywhere near that.
Wait, there's a ghost in the mansion? I knew there's something off of that about that place.
It is a haunted mansion.
I have a question.
Meta or in-game?
Meta.
Okay.
Do I hear any of this going on, or am I in La La Land?
I mean, like, if you're paying any attention, you'd probably notice the conversation. You'd be able to approach and listen to it. So yeah, they're not being subtle about it. They're having a normal conversation, and it's not the biggest camp. So.
Okay. Do I know anything about this particular topic?
About undead?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, depends. You would want to roll monster lore to see, for each monster you don't know. To see how much you do know.
Okay. What is that?
Proficiency check.
Efficiency. Hey, magic D20, don't fail me. That is a 1.
That succeeds.
Hey, nice.
Go ahead and roll
all
that.
about that stuff.
Go ahead and roll that 2 more times. Well, actually, no, yeah.
Yeah.
2 more times.
The only time when a 1 is actually useful.
1, 18, and 2.
Okay, so you know a lot of information about ghouls and ghosts, but wights you weren't really familiar with before. So ghouls, from what you heard about, are basically they're basically a step up from zombies. They're flesh-eating undead, essentially. They're not very smart, but they are cunning. You're actually surprised at how coordinated, according to what you've been told, how coordinated they were in their attack. So your only guess is to that the wights were potentially commanding them somehow. And then regarding ghosts, they're essentially, there's 2 types of ghosts. There's either those who are cursed to be ghosts, and those who were so evil in life that they became ghosts. Ghosts despise all forms of life. They will always seek to destroy it. And you know that... So there's a couple of rumors, and those rumors usually revolve around the concept of, hey, if you... They have the supernatural ability to aid you.
Mm-hmm.
And they also have... you've also heard stories of them possessing people.
Would it be alright to step forward and say something?
It's your character, you can do whatever you want.
Then I will do just that.
Okay, so you walk over to the group.
Dottie's gonna dot along.
Oh yeah, for the audience at home, Dottie is a 3-foot halfling wearing plate mail.
Clang.
Dunk, dunk,
So,
dunk, dunk.
to my understanding, typically, the rights, they do not band together in such a manner. So it is peculiar to hear about them grouping up in mass. Did you see anybody that was on the field that seemed to have some sort of an authoritative figure about them or presence?
Who are you?
Dottie will look Lorzen up and down and say, "Oh, you're looking much better than you were before when you got here."
Oh, you're the one who patched me up, huh?
Yeah, I saw her. Hey, she did a good job.
Hmm.
You are looking a lot healthier than you were about what we got when I got here. For the short time I was awake.
You said that you had found a crypt of some sort.
Yeah. We
Very-
never opened the door.
Yeah, Avarian's like, yeah, that's the local crypt for, like, nobility and some such.
Interesting.
Well, now it's been exhumed.
Yeah. So technically, we're not trespassing on the dead because all the dead are gone.
Oh, the
They
dead are
left
up
of
here
their own
now.
volition.
So we didn't like this crypt. We're gonna go build our own.
And you see Avarian just kind of shrug his shoulders and go, it's nobility, who cares?
I think when it comes to respecting the dead and their home, it might beg the question of who went about such a thing and disturbed their slumber.
It's
I wonder
over-
if it had anything to do with the town.
Looks over at Dottie and says, I mean, it's Alverdanian nobility. They probably did something to piss someone off.
Man, I'm gonna need to learn more about the politics of this area. We're gonna have to go to a library or something, read up on the history of this country and see why there's.
He's kind of laughs and goes, you think they don't control the history books?
Oh, I know they control the history books, but there's.
I mean, we could still find useful information.
You'd be better asking the actual people who suffered at their hands.
Oh, that's why we're here, aren't we? This wonderful conglomeration of people right now.
All of a sudden, you hear the Drakon speak up, and he's been silently watching this whole time, and he just goes, "Why didn't the undead charge you?" Everyone sees that he's looking at Lyrian. What do you mean? They attacked everyone they could. They at least looked at everyone once. They didn't once glance at you. I tried to stay hidden. He doesn't give a response. He just stares. And she's just like...
What's it matter?
Just an observation, he said.
At the end of the day, there were no casualties. We all survived, thankfully.
But most everyone got an injury of one form or another. He looks over at Lorsan going, some more than others.
Injuries, yes, but there was no loss. There was no net loss to the bodies. People can be patched back together. We have magic for that nowadays, apparently.
He just kind of grins at that and goes, "Is that resignation I hear in your voice?"
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of magic.
It's like, but pragmatic. And he just kind of gives us a knowing nod, going, "But pragmatic enough to know when it's needed."
Indeed. Look at your camp, all the people here. You all survived that night. Not least of which to Lyrian helping out. She did what she needed to.
She gives a nod.
She's not a combatant. Her heart's too good to be a combatant. So, aside from that, where does that have us standing? Who are we talking to aside from you, Sir Drakon, Sir Lizard Man, and the rest of this camp that I have no idea who I'm supposed to be talking to? I can only assume
just a reminder, the Drakon is essentially the mercenary who slashed you with his giant sword.
I know. I'm
Okay.
still gonna call him Sir Lizard Man.
Just double checking. And he just kind of shrugs and says, "We're about to head out."
Where to?
Probably go pick up his leader.
Oh, the leader's already on his way back to the guild.
That's gonna be a long trip for him.
It's a long trip for all of us. Doesn't really matter. We all have horses. But he's about to say horse, and he pauses and says, "Mounts. We all have mounts."
I mean, mounts or not, it's gonna be hard for him to climb on his.
He's like, "Don't worry. He has someone with him."
Thank God. I do feel a shred of remorse taking this.
Guys, it's happening. He feels bad.
A shred of remorse.
Hey, it's a start. It's a start.
Did you realize that was sarcasm?
I'm holding on hope.
Before you leave, I want to thank you for your hospitality and letting me stay with you for the night. The knights that are leaving.
The knights aren't leaving. The mercenary group is leaving.
Oh! Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I need to have more words with the knights. Because I can only assume that they're the one who orchestrated the counterattack from behind the enemy, which facilitated us successfully winning.
You hear as the knight approaches, that will be thanks to the advanced letter we received.
A letter from who?
Ava's just like, you got it that fast? He just shakes his head and goes, no, we got a letter from one of them, he says, pointing at the other KOR members. You weren't the only ones who recognized that something was going on. They're just trying to be a little bit more subtle about it.
Sometimes the overt path is the fastest.
And she's like, well, wait a minute. But all the birds... And she's like, they didn't send it via bird. What? They essentially bribed... You know, he says they essentially bribed one of the guardsmen with fresh food to give... take a letter to the other guardsman at that watch I mentioned you guys ran into, so he could go over to town, go to one of the aviaries, and deliver the letter via the pigeon birds. Said individual who decided to do that is currently unconscious and sleeping it off, but yeah.
Oh, you know, it doesn't really matter whether or not the message got to you from Ava or another person. It's still incredibly lucky that you guys showed up when you did. We were overwhelmed. There was no way, there was very little chance we were going to survive if you weren't there.
And we're glad that we made it in time.
That thing nearly killed me.
Dare I say it, a couple more minutes and my colleague here would have at least been a fresh new fresh new soup on the ground. Frankly, pig stew is not on the menu today.
Varian's just like, yes, what actually happened out there? He says, looking over at Lorsan.
What do you mean?
It's like, well, when that thing grabbed you, what happened?
I don't know, it's stabbed me through the chest, insulted me in whatever language it was speaking, then tossed me across the map.
It was kind of like, I think he's referring to the fact that it picked you up but didn't seem to do anything else after that for a good solid 2 minutes.
I guess it was staring at me, wondering how it should eat me. I did flip at the bird, so...
As everyone should. Learned from the best, I swear.
Lyrian just kind of looks over at Lorsan and goes, we probably should look into what happened, though.
Why?
Because... I don't know, the look... Whatever happened to you... It seemed big. Like, you looked like it was more than pain. It looked like your life was being drained away.
You do look a little bit pale still. I'm gonna have to fatten you up in a little bit.
Well, I'm still here standing.
Yeah, well, while you guys are talking about that specific event, the creature's cruel grin flashes in your head for a second, sending chills up your spine.
I will say, though, I'm gonna burn it with fire the next time I see one of those things.
I mean, that's probably a good idea.
Are they fire resistant?
The knight says, like, enough of this. Who's the leader?
I look around a little bit and
Everybody points at it. Grimshaw.
That's me.
Bernard automatically points to Grimshaw. Pointed at him last night, points at him in the morning.
That's me. What do you need?
He's like, he just tells you, I'd like to speak with you in private.
Yeah, we can do that.
Alright, so he takes you off to the side. Once you guys are alone, he, like with Bernard, kneels down so he can talk to you on even ground. And he essentially starts off with, who are you?
I'm Grimshaw.
Last name?
Honeystone.
What is your business here?
Honestly,
Honestly.
don't rightly know just yet.
What does that mean?
Means that I was told to get out of my town for a little while and go travel the world, get to understand people. From what I'm seeing in this country alone, the getting out of town and understanding the differences and cultures and everything is starting to make me realize that humans really don't have their shit together, do they?
He asks you what your business is with this incident. He's not saying, like, I didn't want to hear that. He's now asking another version of that, saying, okay, what's your business with this operation specifically?
The town needed help. We have a couple goody two-shoes in our group.
So why don't you just travel alone?
Traveling alone would be difficult. There's safety in numbers, there's power in numbers. All these people I trust, with one way or another.
He gives a nod and says he can respect that. Says one last question.
Answer as much as I can.
Actually, no, not one last question. Two more questions. First one is, are you hiding anything?
In terms of what?
In terms of anything that could hold any importance to this country or the world.
Do you mind if I ask you a question first?
What is the question?
What would you do if I was hiding something and didn't let you have it?
He tells you that he actually puts his hand on over his heart and says, I swear that I will not assault you, attempt to steal from you, or attempt to kill you for any reason. You saved my men, I shall honor you.
Your men saved me as much as I saved them. Or at least one of the mercenaries saved us as much as I saved them. Without that blade, we would have probably died there.
That does not matter. He says, that does not matter. You put yourself in harm's way to protect my men. That is what concerns me.
At the end of the day, I am carrying something on me. Something that I vowed to keep safe. And it's the only thing that I take seriously. There's an object that I carry that we got off an island not too far west, east? Yeah, east, southeast, I think?
Yeah, I think it's east.
Sunland Islands.
Yes. We took a specific ring off that island. And I have been holding on to it for the duration.
May I see it?
Turn around for a second.
He doesn't turn around, but he bows his head, like looking straight to the ground.
Turn around. Fully around. Can't be looking.
No peeking.
Hey, Grimshaw is dead set on this, by the way.
No, I get. I want to clarify. He's wearing a full-on helmet with the visor down.
Yes.
He can't act. There is no way he can see your feet if he's looking straight at the ground in that thing.
Oh, I know. Grimshaw might know that, but at the same time, he's like, no, I need you to turn around. I need you to trust me on this. The less people who know where I'm hiding this thing, the better.
Roll a charisma check with a plus 25.
You said plus 25, right?
Yep.
That was 105.
Ooh.
Alright, so he's a little bit annoyed, but he pushes his pride aside and turns around.
As he turns around, I reach into the pocket into my boot and I pull out the ring. I'm like, alright, you can turn around again.
Okay, so, really quick. For those who do not know what he is talking about, he's talking about this ring.
A ring that, as of today, this is only the second time it's come up in conversation.
Yeah.
So, he turns around again and looks at the ring. He looks back up at you and says, "We will need to speak in the future."
You need to tell me what's going on.
Not here.
Give us a location. Give us a safe way to meet you. Or we can meet in Nuxlore, which is our next stopping point.
Let's see here. He tells you to stop by Balmoral on the way to Nuxvar.
Excuse me when I pull up the map.
Stop by
Yeah,
Balmoral
where is that?
and visit a specific location. Specifically, he tells you to visit a merchant's house.
A merchant's house. Do I happen to know this merchant's name?
Absolutely not. Just give me 1 second.
Of course not. I don't know this merchant's name. I'm not from around here.
His name is Thilion Morris.
How do you spell that?
Thilion, and then
Okay.
Mares. Thilion Morris.
Sitting here, looking through the resource links. I do not see the resource link for the map.
If you go to MC Images,
Ah,
you scroll up.
there we go.
Yeah, speaking of which, Dottie, did you ever get a look at the ring in that channel?
I am completely up to date on all the episodes.
Okay, sweet.
That does not mean she sees me pull the ring out of my pocket.
Oh no, I'm aware. You guys are isolated. No one sees the ring
I'm
except
all
you
the
two.
way over there. Y'all are over there. I see nothing right now. Right now, I'm up in Dottie La La Land.
Alright, fella. As Grimshaw just pockets the ring for right now,
Mm-hmm.
got a question for you. Do you know what happened on the Summer Isles or whatever it's called?
I received the report. Yes.
Who
We'll talk about that more at Balmoral.
Fair.
That's right next to the capital.
Because that hit one of my guys pretty hard.
It's like you're referring to the warlock.
No, I'm referring to the caster.
He's a warlock. His patron is that of the flames.
No, I'm talking about the nobleman.
No. He's talking about like you're talking about like he's like the guy that hurt your friend. You're talking about the warlock, right? That's what he's saying.
No, there was poison involved. The warlock. Listen, the warlock's one thing. Somebody poisoned my friend, and it would have been fatal if we didn't get the antidote. And I don't think that's a warlock's plot.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Also, that warlock was a little bit unhinged, but we can talk about that when we get to Balmora.
Just a wee bit.
We need to talk about your splinter groups a little bit. Kind of reining them in a little bit.
Sunland Island was a desperate mission. We were low on men. We were stretched thin. We needed to hire some mercenaries to help with us. And this incident was not supposed to happen. I would have punished him severely if you hadn't killed him mercifully.
Had to stop it somehow.
And I appreciate you aiming to get results.
If I didn't, I wouldn't be a shrewd businessman, now would I?
When do you intend to leave?
Soon as the rest of us are able to walk properly. We know once we know the village is fine and people are starting to be able to at least get some shut-eye. We'll take our reward and go. Can't stay in one place too long, not with something like that. You understand.
I do. He looks over off to where the magic user is and goes, "Are you sure you can trust him?"
In fairness, he's been more a boon than a burden. I've had to explain to him a few times that telling everyone you're a noble is a bad idea. I can't really say he wants to follow the laws as much as, his family says he does. But
For his own benefit or for the people?
he seems like he's out here for his own benefit most of the time, but tells people he's out here for the people.
Very well.
How do you know I'm not here for my own benefit?
Oh, I can very much tell that you are in it for your own benefit. But you're pragmatic as well. My group needs stability, needs organization, needs pragmatism. That's what this country lacks right now.
Well, I'll help what we can help each other then. You see, I'm still trying to build a foothold in this country. Trying to still understand what's going on. I need information. I need trade routes. I need proper movement.
We can discuss matters at Balmoral in detail.
got yourself a deal. I just offer a hand out to him.
He gives a handshake back. It's not as strong as yours, but it is a very firm handshake.
Brother, you got some muscle to you. I can't wait to see you actually on the battlefield.
And with that, you guys return to camp. And when you return to camp,
look, as he's walking away, I put the ring back in my boot.
I thought you did that already.
No, I pocketed it. I literally just right in front of him. I put it in my pocket.
Gotcha.
And then just slipped it into my boot while he wasn't looking.
When you guys get back, you hear Lyrian like talking to Dottie, going like, "You can sing?"
Oh no.
Why?
I want to hear you.
You.
Oh.
You got what I need.
You meant literally. Oh, well, I don't know. Being put on the spot and all.
She's like, "Come on, please."
Oh. There, and she's just like looking at the ground. I'll tell you what. I'll write a hymn, and when it's finished, I'll come to you.
She kind of smiles and she goes, "I'd love that, thank you."
Another person.
My pleasure.
You see Celdra just
She
kind of
does
like
that.
trying to usher her away, going like, "Come on, let's leave her alone."
Brother, never did get your name. I'm talking to the knight that I'm walking back with. Never did get your name. I want to know who I'm working with, please.
He looks taken aback with himself as he goes, "My apologies." As he gives the proper introduction and says that his name is Garen Vale, the 12th Knight of the Knights of Reckoning.
12th night of the Night of Reckoning. Didn't want to talk more to you about that, but again, like you said, Morin would probably be the best place to do that. So, we'll be on our way there as soon as my group over here, which looks like it's getting bigger by the day, is ready for marching.
Very well.
But I don't think you need to worry about that as much. Can't wait to see the rest of the other 11 knights.
He tells you that they won't be at Balmoral. They're too busy in other regions of the country. He tells you that there is a chance that it won't be him meeting you there, but another knight. He has to defer to his superiors first.
It's fine. Like I said, I can't wait to meet the other 11.
So they're going to stay within the region long enough to make sure that they and he's going to tell you this. He's going to tell you this too. They're going to be essentially packing up and moving out.
That's fine. We gotta stay here probably at least another day. Let our resident pigman, get back on his feet fully and readily.
Mm-hmm.
As well as I think some of us unwind after that matter.
Avarian walks over to you guys and just kind of like, "Thank you for the help. We really appreciate that."
No.
Sorry
Don't
that I'm
mention
sorry
it.
I had to come to that at all.
Which part? The mushing of a person's head, or the rampant zombies coming after us afterwards?
He gives a slight chuckle and he's just like, "The fact that you had to step in at all."
Sometimes you have to have extra help. Asking for help isn't a bad thing. Compensation for that help, on the other hand, should be forthwith.
He's just He just kind of gestures around and says, well, as you can see, I have nothing to give as of right now. But...
You could give us some of your horses.
He's like, we're gonna need those.
Yeah, they probably have just enough for their guys right now.
He tells you that he'll work something out with his superiors and try to compensate you somehow in the future. So basically, he's doing an IOU right now.
Yeah, which is a dangerous thing with Grimshaw. But
Well,
he doesn't know that.
He's specifically saying, like, I will figure out what I can do for you. He's not saying, like, you call me whenever you need me to do shit.
Yes. Oh no, I understand, but it's a dangerous thing to be like, yeah, I owe Grimshaw something. I don't pay it back. My knees might become powder.
I mean, he's referring to your group as a whole as opposed to just Grimshaw, but...
I know. But you gotta remember that apparently I am now the leader of this group, which means that I as Grimshaw, will take forth with crushing people's knees if need be.
I mean, anytime anyone has ever asked who's the leader, no one says anything but Grimshaw, so...
I mean,
Grimshaw
Lorson doesn't really care to claim leadership of the group, so...
Grimshaw just has a target on his back. I love it.
Alright, so...
Okie dokie.
What next?
Well,
Well, where are we heading next?
Okay, what I want to know is, what are we going to do if those things attack again? Like,
They're
not
dead.
gonna die. Yeah, they have been mushified, tastified, beheaded.
what if more come?
Dottie, I can't hear you.
Oh, I was just mouthing mushified. Mushified.
Our real concern right now is going back to that village and making sure that they got a good night's rest for once. They get a good night's rest and they stop being angry little prigs.
I suppose.
Vale looks over you, like he almost snaps his head and says, they will. No, that experiment is done, and it never should have started in the first place.
That's fine. But, like I said to you before, my help always comes at a cost.
Yeah, we still want our compensation.
My compensation comes from this village this time.
How very altruistic of you.
No, hey, if you're good at doing something, you don't do it for free. And I just happen to be a grade A problem solver with a band of people to support.
They will remember that.
All right. Well, the guards, the knight tells Dottie that they're gonna be headed out in about a day or two.
Okay.
That's good to know. And whatever problem they're talking about in the village,
What about the problem?
what was the problem?
Is she asking them what the problem
Yeah.
was? Or, okay, yeah. They kind of look over at.
No idea.
Yeah. So they kind of take a Varian takes you aside. You never met a Varian, but he's like, okay, so she's been riding with my group, so she's probably good. He explains to you that they were they were sent here to essentially get their hands on certain information that they found and kind of do some research and trying to figure out what was going on. But their operator took it too far by actually taking that said research and applying it for actual experiments. And this involved creating a special type of incense that essentially deprived the townspeople of sleep, drove them to nightmares, and according to the research and experiments, the goal was to see if they could find a way to manufacture undead that could serve them in the armies. Some of them, including a variant, started realizing what was going on and didn't agree with it, but by that point, he had mercenaries there as well, and essentially kept everyone in line.
I'm sorry. I want to make sure I'm hearing this right. The knights, your fellows, was the idea to manufacture undead coming from you, or it was a random chance?
He's like, no. What I can say is it did not come from us. We did not originate this idea. I
Okay.
cannot tell you where the research came from.
And why is that?
Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Shoot. For lack of a better word, classified.
Under whose authority?
Under my leader's authority.
If your leader is dealing with the undead or
He's like,
researching.
no. That was the operator. I'm referring to like the knights. This is information we can't just let out into the public. So, if you want to know about it, you can speak to them. But I cannot give you that information without their authority.
I can respect that.
I appreciate that. It's just like, again, we did not intend for this. The operator kind of took things out of control. He kind of points over to Grimshaw, Lorsan, and the others and says, if they didn't help intervene, this could have ended badly. There could have been a lot more bloodshed. We're grateful that they intervened when they did.
Okay.
It seems that I might need to keep an eye on them myself. They seem to have a way about being in the right spot at the right time.
I consider it the wrong spot at the right
Yeah,
time.
I was literally about to say, he's like, what did you call that, lucky or unlucky?
We seem really unlucky by running into a lot of problems, but we are really lucky in that we are very pragmatic.
Right?
Look,
All right,
I will
so... Oh, go ahead.
Reality, however.
I guess I'll take hey, Grimsaw. Let me talk to you a bit for a second. I take him aside and explain to him what I heard the two knights talking about.
The previous night about the journal.
Yeah, about the journal.
You're talking about the journal that was on the table next to the staff, right?
Yeah.
That was the research journal. You're telling me that was a fake?
Yes.
Well, no. Specifically, what you heard was that...
It was switched out.
Yeah, that's their assumption, because, again, Avarian, looked at it, and he's like, I've worked with the actual thing for a long time. I can tell you this is not the real thing.
Which means it's still a fake.
It's still a fake.
The one that the Knights have currently is a fake, yes.
Yeah.
You think you can find? Where do you think the real one is? You think the real one's still there, or do you think it was sent away already?
I have no idea.
Oh, give me a speculation. Give me a thought.
Well,
Come on. Come on, man. You're your own guy.
well, most likely things been like you said. Most likely things was switched out long ago. Don't know who the guy, why the guy's journal is, who might have stolen it, but most likely somebody gave him a fake, while they pocket the real one, or he's keeping a fake somewhere hidden in his main base.
What you said to me was that our friend Avarian here kept has worked with the real one, so it couldn't have been that long that either they switched it out or they hid it somewhere.
Yeah.
Also, if you knew an enemy was coming, wouldn't you hide it?
Yeah.
Lyrian joins in saying, So between this and the undead, which everyone was surprised about, is it possible that the undead being released wasn't an accident?
Oh, well. Yeah.
Could have
Do
easily
that.
been a misdirection.
Sealdridge just kind of scoffs and goes, "That was some misdirection." We
You
could
got
have
everyone's attention.
Yeah, and it almost got us killed.
Yeah.
Maybe they were trying to kill us all.
2 birds with 1 stone. We're quite the thorn after all. Especially with the crew we have. Which, by the sounds of it, we're going to have a +1 coming with us on this.
You didn't hear what Dottie was saying to Avarian?
No, but
Intuition.
No meta information.
Grimshaw's intuition. Grimshaw just looks around and goes, "Yeah, at this rate, there's going to be another one." Because of all the people there, she's the only paladin. She's the only knight that.
How do you know she's a knight or paladin?
She's the only knight that was able to heal.
You don't know that.
This is true. I was asleep. No, I do know that. I do know that. Because
Well,
she came up to Lorsan and said, "You're doing well. I was the one who patched you up."
Yeah, patch him up as in with like, again, like when Dottie was healing him,
Would
they were
lay
using
on
medical
hands.
supplies.
Lay on hands.
While Lorsan was sleeping.
Yeah.
Here and again.
You sure?
Here and again. Not very many knights would have healing.
Is Dottie back with them, or is she still dotting along with the other knight?
I'd say she's approaching by this point.
Okay, just...
Which again, Dottie is approaching us. That's why that could very well be why it looks like we're gonna have.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Just like got like battle intent eyes locked on the group.
We are not ready for a fight right now. Look at us. Our resident monk here is already miserable because this was the first time he ever got his veritable ass handed to him.
Yep.
Our magic user is catatonic. I don't even know where he is right now. I think he's still sleeping.
About this crypt that you found.
Yeah, I want to hear about this too.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, we didn't actually go inside it, so we don't know what it's like down there.
Well, we went down into the crypt, but there was a sealed door. And
You were
then
essentially in the preparation room,
Yeah.
and you never went past that.
While we were in basically the main foyer of the crypt, we just said, "Nah, I ain't dealing with that." We all got bad juju, and it turned out the bad juju was really bad juju.
It would behoove me to take a closer look at this with my own eyes.
With your special eyes?
With my very special eyes, yes. My beamers, if you will.
Sealdrid's kind of like, okay,
high beams.
not to be rude, but what's your name? I don't think we caught that.
My name?
Yes.
You want to know my name?
Yes, we'd love to know
How many
your
times
name.
do I have to repeat myself? Yes.
Are you sure?
No.
God, she has to misdirect a few more times to pull up the document.
Oh, yes. I'm looking for my name, I'm sorry.
You gotta do it all in one breath.
Okay. I've not been practicing this, so bear with me as I roll through this brute force. My name is Dadalinka Opahala Peridosin Amadazan Nephisistica, Alexandramada, de Rubina Emeralda, Jasminthia, La Adamata, und Safarianta, Ambros de Chaldeconen, Tormalin, Lapisa, Zulazulin, de Corielnden, Barbarichil, Perilin, Andrielazuthia, Holm-handed, the second, ordained knight of the precocious sanctioned Badger Herald of the Divine.
You see Cieldre have a look of like, I shouldn't have fucking asked.
Alright, we're gonna call you Dottie.
No.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
Before that, because like, she has that look on her and she's just like, she takes a page out of Grimshaw's book and says, "Okay, short stack, I'm gonna walk over here."
Oh good, I'm rubbing off.
For simplicity's sake, if you so desire, my mentor used to call me Dottlin or Dottie Perrypole for short.
You hear her call over her shoulder, then just lead with that!
I asked you thrice if you for sure wanted to hear my name.
She turned around and says, I expected a normal effing name, not a freaking gnome name.
That is a normal name, thank you.
It is not!
That is every family name she's ever had.
And she looks over at Grimshaw and she's like, that's not even a thing!
It is apparently for her.
How do you know that these precocious knights are not very informed on your entire lineage? They are, as they say, precocious.
Did I hear that you are Badger Herald?
Oh, the Badger, yes. She'll point to her armor and there will be an emblem of like a badger with like just mounted.
Is it a honey badger?
No,
It is indeed a honey badger.
Is it a honey badger? I thought it was gonna be a English badger.
They give no Fs.
It is the lackluster care of a honey badger, indeed.
Fantastic. Well then, Miss Perrypole.
Hello.
It seems that your path and our path kind of are walking the same path, so you may as well come with us. We'll stop at the crypt for you at least, so you can investigate
Yes.
this hole in the ground.
Tell me where the crypt is, for I very much would like to look at it.
So how? Meta question right now. So how would Bernard feel about hanging out with a paladin?
How does Bernard feel about hanging out with a paladin, knowing that a paladin is lawful good and Bernard is very neutral evil?
No, I wouldn't say evil, but
Neutral.
Very neutral.
I think
Okay.
if I can give you a meta answer for that myself, you're not going to have to worry too much.
Okay.
The easiest way to explain it is if you understand that a character follows the laws, and your character sees the laws as very bendable, say, like Grimshaw.
or just shatterable, as in you don't give an F about the laws.
Yeah. Look at it like, I can still travel with them. They're still good people to travel with. Like, technically, Tom's supposed to be more on the lawful side. Should be. Given his family heritage, but we're not going to go into that. We can still travel with him, despite the fact that he's that way, because we can dip behind closed curtains and stuff like that, and walk into the woods with strange knights.
And into crypts with lots of strange knights. And above deck with lots of strange knights.
In the middle of the night,
I go walking in my sleep.
through the Valley of Cold.
Do the river so deep.
But I was looking for something. Okay, we're done with this.
Laura's just like, oh no, another one.
No. She'll look at Lorzan and she'll be like, I'm so happy that I get to spend more time with you. Now I can make certain that your wounds will heal properly.
Which
I can
will
heal
be
myself, thank you.
Oh,
Laura's
yes, I'm
pep-
certain you can. That's why you were entirely bedridden and unconscious by the time I got my hands on you.
Laura said, I think you've got a lover.
No. He just turns and walks away.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
All right. So do you guys head back to town, or like what's the next goal here?
We're gonna go to the crypt so Dottie can go investigate the crypt.
Straight
because I
there.
don't-
Got it.
Because I do not think the crypt at this point is filled. And it's got to be empty at this point. We can go in there. We can understand what's going on with it.
I
Before we
would never assume that.
Look, while we can never assume that, we can also assume that most, if not all, of the major ones are probably out of there, and we'd only be getting the clues.
I would never assume that.
All right.
So, how long does it take, meta question over the table, how long does it take to pray?
Four.
Or can we assume that I would have done that right when I woke up?
Just are you talking about like to regain spells?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me pull it up real quick.
So I assume my character would do
Because there's
that.
a
if
combination of prayer and meditation.
you- Yes. Bop, bop.
It's gonna be with cleric then.
Do. And another small one, and another small one.
Small.
Another small one joins the ranks.
Hey, you're gonna be small too?
I'll cast minimize.
Okay, so as long as you've slept, and you've had the proper amount of sleep, as according to like your spell recovery, you are able to regain your spells at a rate of 1 hour per tier, or per tier stage. So like lower tiers is 1 hour, middle tiers are 2 hours, and then higher tiers are 3.
Okay. Then we'll assume that my healing pities have restored to proper pitifying.
Yes.
Before
Okay.
they leave the camp, Lorsen's gonna ask one of the knights if they have a passenger pigeon available, or some sort of.
They do.
Yeah,
They
I
ask.
don't
They ask who you're trying to deliver a message to.
Someone who's expecting a letter from me.
They ask if you have it ready.
I do. I
Okay.
hand the letter to them.
They'll deliver it to the town, and then from the town they'll start sending. Like they ask if like you've written the exact location that they're in.
Yeah, she told me where she was gonna be.
Okay. So yeah, they give you. They take the letter and they say they'll send it to you. Just don't expect to get there soon. Like in a few days. It's gonna take a little while, especially after they look at the address and there's like, yeah, that's gonna be a bit. Just
All right.
keep that in mind. So they take the letter and they head off. Or you guys head off first because they still have to pack up. So
So,
you guys head over to the barrows, the crypt.
Okay.
going in, the first room is essentially the place where they prepare corpses for burial. So you see like a couple of tools, you see wrappings and all that kind of stuff, but nothing of real interest. And the doors are wide open.
Oh,
We have to go in there.
I'm gonna.
Look, what if there's more of those things down there?
Yeah. What if? I mean, we don't have anything that can take those things down.
If there are more of those things that have caused such a ruckus, then just stand behind me. And she'll pull out her shield and go. I may be small, but I make a veritable wall.
Still just kind of looks at you and goes, "I'll be sure to pick you up to make sure I don't get my face punched in."
Absolutely, I'm very holdable.
You can almost see the ... over Cieldre's face.
I happen to be a projectile-sized knight, thank you.
Oh, that means we can toss you across the court.
Absolutely.
I mean, remember, in addition to her own weight, she's also wearing plate mail armor, which at human rate would be, like, with human size, it would be about 45 pounds, 50 pounds-ish.
But
So it's
she's
like-
like half that.
Yeah, so it's like 25, 30, yeah, so it's 25, 30 pounds additional weight. So, gotta keep that in mind.
Of pure Dottie.
Alright, so making your way down, you're essentially in a narrow hallway.
I would say that Lorson is probably in the very back. He does not want to be down there.
There's a narrow hallway that you're walking down. When I say narrow, like think like 4 feet, 3 feet in width. And there appear to be 2 doors on either side, as well as a large door at the very end, all open.
Can you
Is there-
go one time?
There is a narrow hallway there that you're in, with 2 doors on either side, and a large door on the end of the hallway. All of them are opened up.
Okay. I'm gonna start doing my job and detecting for traps.
Roll.
What a Chad.
Okay. What do I need to roll for detect traps?
D100, like every thief skill.
Okay.
Sound of dice.
26.
That succeeds. So you notice something. You notice that not only you spotted a trap, you also tested out on stuff, and as you're observing it, you're looking around, you're realizing there's like 1 or 2 other traps that seem to have been dismantled or disarmed.
Hey guys, wait. There's a trap right here, but the trap I'm looking at, has it been disarmed or?
Yeah.
Or, oh guys, hey, this.
Like, you even tested, like, push down on the pressure plate, and you hear, like, a click, but nothing happens.
Hey guys, there's traps here, but they're all dismantled, disarmed. I guess they turned them off when the things broke loose.
Or maybe someone else was already down here.
Well, they would if someone else was still down here, they would rearm them behind themselves.
You look around the doorway, and you stare straight into, like, a rotted face.
Shit!
You see your resident thief leap backwards.
I'm gonna catch him like Scooby.
Roll a strength check.
Alright, what am I rolling?
Strength check, so D20 with your strength modifier.
Aw.
What?
What's my strength modifier? There's a +2, so that is a straight up 11.
So you catch him and you almost lose your balance. not because he's too heavy, but because like you weren't expecting that, and you again like you like stumble backwards a moment. You almost lost your balance, but you managed to catch it.
It's a zombie.
I see that.
You also see the zombie immobile.
Is it living? Living? Or dead? Dead? Or
It is
dead living?
it is immobile, and it looks like its body was cut in half.
Oh no, she was saying that over the table. Or in the table.
No, I said he was looking around the door, and then he saw the undead face in his face.
Oh no, I was asking Bernard.
Oh.
Say that again.
Is it dead living or living dead or living living or dead dead?
I think it was dead now.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Yeah, looking around, you can see like a couple more of those zombie things and a couple of like broken skeletons littered throughout the room. You kind of look behind at the other room on the other side. Same thing in there.
Are they like next to crypts and tombs and such?
They're kind of scattered around the room, but there are crypts and tombs and things like that. Yes.
I'd like to take a moment to try and restore everyone to a tomb. And while I do, kind of look around and see if I can't find,
Restore
like,
them to what?
Like, restore them into coffins and such.
Oh, like moving
Oh,
them
like-
into
like-
the coffins?
Put them back.
Yeah, like cleaning up and,
Gotcha.
and paying respects to the dead.
So yeah, you guys watch as she puts Bernard down and then starts just basically like an organizer, just start cleaning up the room.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna attempt to-
You do that. I guess I'll just investigate, see what else is in this room.
I'm gonna see if there's anything interesting items there.
Roll intelligence.
Intelligence.
And while you're rolling, for everyone to hear, there appear to be armors on display, though a lot of these are like covering cobwebs and very, very old.
That's an 18.
8.
There appear to be bowls of miscellaneous possessions, such as small trinkets, medals, tokens, and so forth. There's military banners. There's weapons and armors. And there appear to be like 2 stone tombs for each of these rooms, with various wooden coffins for the rest.
Check out the coins.
There are no coins.
Oh, I thought you said coins.
I said small trinkets, medals, and tokens.
Tokens. That's right. Oh, you mean like doodads and knickknacks and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
like personal objects. Lorsan,
Personal.
where exactly are you looking?
Where exactly?
Are you just glancing around the room like Bernard is, or are you like investigating something specifically?
Well, I guess he's just looking around in general, because... I mean, do any of the tokens or whatever have a family crest on them, or some sort of symbol?
A couple of them do. But without Tom here, or without Troxel here, you wouldn't be able to identify which house is these tokens.
Okay.
I guess I'll look at the. Do I see any jewelry?
Nope.
Nope.
Can I check for something?
What are you looking for?
While I'm putting the bodies away, I want to see if there's damage coming from the inside pushing the coffins out, or damage from the outside opening up the coffin.
There's damage from the inside.
Okay. So that means that Dottie will turn to the others and say, it seems that whatever it was appears to be an animation that would cause them to rise themselves. It doesn't look like exterior damage.
Lurian goes, well, that makes sense given what a variant said.
Good to confirm it.
Sildre calls over and goes, hey guys,
Yeah.
you might want to see this.
Talking speed.
She's in the main chamber.
Was it?
In the main chamber, you see 3 stone sarcophagi, 2 of them broken open. All of them ornately carved. There are a couple of other tombs with shields and spears on the cover. Some of them are push or broken open. There are murals on the hanging on the walls, as well as stone statues and unlit braziers.
Is there anything different about these tombs? I mean, sarcophagi, except for the fact that they're more ornately decorated. Are these open too?
Are we talking about the 3 stone sarcophagi or the tombs?
The 3, the three main ones.
2 of them were broken open. 1 of them is still sealed.
So something's in that I start looking around the room to see if I can see any kind of trip wire that might open that thing.
I am not touching that thing.
Either.
I'd like to look for any sort of like ritual site.
You said ritual sites?
Yeah, like a ritual site.
Roll
Like a
intelligence
circle or something like that?
Yeah,
check. Roll intelligence check.
I'm not very smart. That is a doop-a-doop-a-doo 13.
Yeah, you don't really see anything like that. But as you're looking around, you do get a good look at the murals and all the wonderful deeds and the amazing deeds that these nobility had done, essentially while they were living.
What do the murals tell me?
One of them talks about like charging bravely into battle to defend their men, to their country. One is showing like one of the nobility going like starting up a farm, various different things like that.
Kind of starting to form a little hypothesis in my head. You said that there was a plague upon the town, correct?
Yeah.
Well, less of
Something like that.
a plague
People
and more
couldn't
like an
sleep.
experiment.
For words. I'm wondering if, and as I posit this, just like pointing up to the tapestry and going, is it possible that the dead were angered by what was occurring and rose up to go and essentially be still the threat at hand?
Didn't consider that. So, do you think there might be good undead and bad undead down here?
I think that they align with their cause so fervently into death that it might have carried over into undeath. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I
know nothing about
will say
undead.
this. I will say this, Dottie. You have been taught since you became a paladin that undead are straight up evil. There's nothing good about them. That is what you have been taught. So I will say that.
But to my knowledge, I don't think that they would be able to do this of single-mindedness for altruistic means. So, as nuanced and fun a hypothesis, I doubt that would be the case.
Does anyone else want to search the room?
Yeah, I'll search.
Sure, why not?
I'm still looking for stuff to steal.
Oh, it's a natural 20.
Yay!
Yeah, first one of the session.
Okay, now once again, where are all of you looking exactly? And how are you looking?
Okay, so you said there's a sarcophagus in the middle of the room, and what else is around there?
There's some tombs, murals, there's armored weapons, that kind of thing. There's some stone statue guardians, unlit braziers.
I'm gonna look around the weapons and armor.
Okay.
Intelligence, right?
Yep. Lorsan, where are you looking?
I guess I'll investigate the 2 sarcophagi that are opened
Broken.
up.
I'm rolling bad right now.
Grim, are you searching? You okay?
Your mic is muted right now.
There you are.
Microphone is back. It's doing the do again. So
Yay!
that could explain why no one was listening to me.
Oh.
I
was like...
It's also really hard. I can't tell if you're talking or not unless you're actually, unless your voice is getting through. So.
I was like, man, you've been really quiet for the past couple of minutes.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Lorsan,
Nope.
where did you said you were looking?
The 2 sarcophagi that are opened.
I
Okay.
really don't want to use that microphone. That microphone peaks all the time.
Welcome back.
I'm working on it.
Alright, so, nat 20 for the sarcophagi. Yeah, it's very clear that the whites came from this thing. Because you're seeing a lot of struggle. Like tracing the damage on the stone, you can see that they were banging against it and broke it, and eventually when they finally managed to get out. But there is no damage on the middle one.
It's not.
It looks perfectly sealed, except you almost missed this. But looking carefully, it looks like someone had unsealed and then resealed the sarcophagus.
Hey, Dottie, you might want to come over here since you love the undead so much.
well, hello, Dottie. Children's life.
Looks like someone has opened this one and resealed it again.
Oh. He'll take a look at it and sort of like line up at the seam. Let's see. Do I have something for the...
Grim, were you able to fix the mic?
I don't know. Can you hear me? Yeah, yes, you can.
Yes, we can.
I can hear
Yes.
you.
Holy shit! I am peeking.
So what were you looking for, and where?
I'm going to be looking at the armor sets, and I was going to look at the one that isn't cracked.
So that's the same one Lorsan rolled nat 20 on. All right.
All right. Well, if Lorsan already rolled a nat 20, I don't even need to look at that then. I'm just going to go look at the armor.
Okay, so roll intelligence.
Let's see how unintelligent I am today. I rolled a 19.
All right.
Very nice.
Most of this armor is unusable. Some of it's ceremonial, but like a lot of it is like this would have been proper armor, except it's been ages and ages and it's rusted and all that kind of stuff. It's it's not really up to code anymore. What does catch your eye as you're looking at the armors and the weapons, though, is you notice the guardian statues, and you start kind of giving that a good look. And as you're looking at it, you notice a piece out of place, and I'll get to that in a second. Back to Lorsan and Dottie. Dottie, what are you doing?
I wanted to say a small little prayer
Okay.
to
So you,
help
so you speak a
the
prayer.
dead, right? Sort of like trying to re-sanctify the disturbed coffin so that whatever it was that attacked the heck out of them, because I don't know, but out of assumption.
I had
try
assumption that
and-
it's undead.
Yeah,
So are you doing
because
like
the rest have basically like bursted out.
So are you doing like
um,
turn undead or?
No, I'm trying to basically just calm it.
She's trying to give it. She's trying to basically give it the proper rights so that they
Got
don't
you.
continue to rise.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you. That's what I was trying to say. And the more I
Alright.
was saying it, I was like,
And do not worry. I speak fluent bud.
thank you.
All right, so you finish your prayer. Nothing has happened.
Good. Perfect. That's what I like to hear.
Nothing happening is good.
Nothing happening is very good.
Alright, I'm gonna back away from that thing now.
Clearly, there's something.
Like, I'm done.
Everyone hears a click as Grimshaw kind of like shifts some rock on the guardian statue, and a secret
No.
door starts opening up.
Yes.
Secret tunnel.
Through the mountain.
I forget the next few lines, but it ends with secret tunnel.
All right, give me 1 second.
And die.
And yeah.
And die.
So in this room appears to be the reliquary chamber. So you
What's
see,
a reliquary?
Where all the good stuff is kept.
That's where you keep the relic.
you see a chest, you see a couple of urns, multiple urns actually, and then you also see glass casing containing goblets, a sword, a scepter, all there on display. There's also stone guardian statues in this room as well.
Hey,
These might be
Leery.
magic.
Yeah,
Leary, can you do me a favor?
Just like detect
So
magic,
wait-
right?
Yes, please.
She casts detect magic, and as she goes over, she's like, "No, not magical."
Well, nothing. No stone golems having some latent magic or anything like that.
Nope. And she
Okay.
she looks over at you and says, stone golems are actually very difficult to make.
That is fine. It's better safe than sorry. This is a reliquary to very rich people. And we just found a gold mine.
I'm gonna check for traps again.
She kind of looks at you and says, "But wouldn't this belong to the town?"
No.
Why would it belong to the town?
Well, it's their nobility ancestors. So
Most of those town people aren't nobility, though.
she's like,
And two, there's a factor of our reward anyway.
even if we were to take some of this, we should leave most of it for them so they could rebuild everything.
Never said we're gonna take most. I'm never saying we're gonna take all of it. But we are going to take some of it. And by some, I mean probably about 40%.
Lyrian automatically has an issue with this. Cieldre does
First-
not.
First off, 40% still gives them the lion's share, and with the money here, they could easily rebuild that town.
It's not like the dead here are using it anyway.
Well, no, she's arguing that it's the town's because it's their crypt. But again, by the look of it, it doesn't look like they've buried very many people here in the past years. Otherwise, the rites would have been kept up to date.
The town
Meaning that
hasn't
the
really
town-
had many nobility as of late.
Yes, correct. Ergo, they don't know exactly what's down here.
Well, Isn't it usually that like that towns wouldn't bury nobility, that the nobles would bury their own people using privately owned tombs or whatever, grave sites?
Take an issue with all you want, girl. We need travel funds, and we're going to need a lot of travel funds. We've got more mouths to feed than ever.
Amidst this, or
What,
when I'm
Dottie?
done doing my praise thing, I'm going to waddle over.
You see the well aquarium chamber.
I see this with my peepers, and I look at the group, and I look at the grim, and I look back to the thing, and then I look back to the grim and I say, "Are you sure it's safe?"
That's what I was just about to. I
We got-
rolled a 90.
We have someone checking for traps right now, and everything is mundane in nature, including the areas around it, which means there are no magic traps either. So all we need to do is find out if there's physical. Once we figure out if there's physical traps, we'll be able to go in there safely.
What about spiritual traps?
That's why we have you.
That's
Hello.
and what are spiritual traps?
Yeah, Lyrian was about to ask the same thing.
Well, as you know, when people die, and she just kind of goes off to recite ghost lore and saying, strong attachments breed activity into the afterlife.
Yes,
It
we
might
got-
not have.
We got that from Bavarian earlier, but I'm pretty sure we've dispelled most of the people who had those strong attachments to this materials.
Correct. My concern stems from aggravating, as they've already been aggravated to a point where they are literally turning out of their graves, pouring out and attacking the surrounding area.
Yes, and we are also going to be using we're also going to be furnishing 60% to the town who needs to rebuild. Basically rebuilding the town that they themselves had built, correct?
There he goes. That's assuming that they're not going to be hostile, that you broke into this place and took the money, because you have to remember that they don't know about the Knights of Reckoning, and they don't know that someone broke into here other than us.
That is
Well,
true.
we didn't break into here. The door was already open.
She looks at you and she says, "But they don't know that. It'd be our word against their suspicions."
So what you're saying is don't tell them.
I'm saying we shouldn't take it at all.
That's where my concern is as well. The dead here have
Well-
been disturbed enough.
Well, if they don't know how
The
much
dead-
is
the
in
dead here has
they're
been-
not going to
the
know
dead-
that 40% is missing.
The dead here have disturbed me enough. I took offense to it. I find it my right for dispatching the dead to take a fair share. And considering that this party needs food, and that my primary goal is to make sure that everyone here stays above ground long enough to see their wishes filled, I'm looking at it like we need money, correct?
Okay, I hear what you're saying, but I will raise you this. Why not go back to town, inform them that this is here? If they feel so inclined to reward you for your help, which I'm sure that they will, they might give you a cut. What sense you're speaking is that they can indefinitely use this to help restore the town back to where it was prior, given that their uncertain lack of sleep has interrupted trade, inability to create things for themselves for the time being.
Among a
They
bunch
could
of
definitely use this. Now, with that being said, I'm certain for this noble turn of events, they would feel inclined to return the favor to you. Wouldn't you say?
I mean, we could strike up a bargain and say, hey, You, we take 40%.
I'm so
But
glad
try-
Dottie is here.
You haven't traveled a lot, have you?
I have traveled, actually, fairly far, across 3 countries.
You can't eat on a promise.
No, but I can live on a prayer.
That's fine. Not everyone here can. And for those of us who can't, we require food. Now,
Lyrian looks over at you and says, "We can just take some of the food for my father's tower before we leave."
that's fine, but how long will that last us? Till the next village? We need money when we get to the next village, and the village after that, and the town, and the cities, and everywhere else that we're going.
Did you not hear what I said? If we go there, I'm sure that they would be more than happy and obliged to reward you for all of your hard work.
Well, they're going to be obliged to reward us for all our hard work already, but we have to stay there at least one more night to make sure that everything took. Because frankly,
Okay.
we have to make sure that A, I get paid, and B, the rest of you get paid.
I'll tell you what, I will give you all of the coinage inside of my purse. And once we get back to town, I'll hand that off to you after we tell them about what we have found. Does that sound good? She'll hand out. She'll give out her hand.
First off, we don't tell them we were in here. We never tell them we were in here. That is a wonderful way to get the town mad at us.
Lyrian
I
goes,
disagree.
"Unless..."
Once we explain everything to them and how the team was disrupted and what the Knights of Reckoning said, I'm certain they'll understand that we came in here to make sure that nothing else undead was still lurking around.
Sealtree immediately goes, "I would keep the Knights of Reckoning out of this conversation with the townsfolk. They probably would be less understanding of that than anything else."
Really?
Yes.
The fact that we even worked with what is perceived as an insurgency group right now is relatively dangerous. While we know the Knights of Reckoning aren't an insurgency group, but rather...
In some areas, they're viewed as full-blown terrorists.
Then I have one final point of reason what this poses to you. In the happenstance that they don't discover where we got this treasure from, hypothetically, if we do decide to take it, given that, when you showed up before, you had a certain amount of fund and coinage, and not as much loot, and you show up now, with that same treasure that you find here, how will you explain to them how you came across it? And how will that help them rebuild their town?
We're not here to talk about it. We're here to get results.
Okay, we have our results.
I have my results too. If you don't want to take your share, that's fine. We'll cut your share out of what we give to them. So instead of 40%, we can take what? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 members. 40% divided by 5. What's that? 8%. So they get 38%. We get 32. Or they get 58%. We get 42% or whatever. Or 38%. Something like that. 32%. I don't know. Somewhere along the line.
I don't want to take any of this for myself, and I didn't help you with your conundrum other than patching boo-boos. So, whatever share that you felt inclined to have given me before, I appreciate you for that. However, I'm not interested.
You first off, by the sound of it, you're going to be traveling with us, correct?
Correct.
Which means you're a mouth to feed.
Correct.
Which means that whether we take food from Lyrian's father's tower in the sky or not is irrelevant. Eventually, we're going to have more money. We're going to need a way to feed 8 mouths now?
As long as you intend to help the town, then I am all for it.
We
It
intend.
is more than what they had before, so I'll stand aside.
We intend to help the town. We helped. We're helping the town as is. First off, we fixed their sleep problem, and now we're going to be coming in with a bunch of stuff that we are going to basically set on the table for them and go, here, rebuild your town with the funds you gain from this.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that you guys continue, your characters continue this conversation as you head back to town, or like
with all the stuff.
With the stuff. Yeah.
Well,
with the stuff.
we'll talk about how you guys decide to carry that over to the town in a second. First things first, we have a break coming up, so 15-minute break as usual, guys. Intermission, and we'll get back to this later.
Thank God, somebody challenging Rachel.
Right? Alright, see you guys in a moment.
Hoist the colors, let them fly, let the cannons rip the sky. Raise your cutlass, lift a glass, fight the current till we die. Fortune's flame will never dim, treasure stokes the fire within. Bring on hell or waters high, we will sail against the tide. Bring on hell or waters high, we will sail against the tide. There's a chill on the water as the trail's getting hotter. There's no taming the fire, it's the burn that we crave. The storms keep a-coming, let it rain, don't mean nothing. Through the peril we're drumming as we shout the refrain. Hoist the colors, let them fly, let the cannons rip the sky. Raise your cutlass, lift a glass, fight the current till we die. Fortune's flame will never dim, treasure stokes the fire within. Bring on hell or waters high, we will sail against the tide. Bring on hell or waters high, we will sail against the tide. Hail the kings of the ocean, the sons of the broken. Every crew cries devotion when the wind screams our name. Bow down on the water, save your skin, make an offer. Pay your due to the coffer as we cut through the seas like a hurricane. Raise your cutlass, lift a glass, fight the current till we die. Fortune's flame will never dim, treasure stokes the fire within. Bring on hell or waters high, we will sail against the tide. Bring on hell or waters high, we will sail against the tide. There's no time in the fire, it's the burn that we crave. Bow down on the water, hail to the kings of the sea. Hoist the colors, let them fly, let the cannons rip the sky. Raise your cutlass, lift a glass, fight the current till we die. Fortune's flame will never dim, treasure stokes the fire within. Bring on hell or waters high, we will sail against the tide. Bring on hell or waters high, we will sail against the tide. Bring on hell or waters high, we will sail against the tide.
The lust for eternal affairs seem to raise our spirits in great despair. Through the ashes of oblivion, quick and unseen like the dragons of spring. For we owe no debts and bow to no king. Every war has its cost and we've paid, won by the bond of the body we've made. War with the dawn that the battle starts now. As the demons listen, we strike them down, fighting back the rifts of blood. Sent from the sky like some angel in need. Give them news to strengthen and words to heed. Heaven's down and set alight. We're knocking on the gates of hell tonight. Broken souls and dragons' bones scattered on the way back home, beating to the sound of flashing steel. When the road our heels down, shattered tales and legends told, strengthened by the hymns of old. Weathered out this fighting from his throne, so we sing our traveler's song. Play out a spell in your sequence of chords to inspire and sharpen our rusted swords, echoing the whisper of the trees. Creep on the path where 1,000 bards fail from the thick Western jungle trails. Come from afar to set prisoners free, to dark tangled depths from the open sea. Swords and dragons' bones scattered on the way back home, beating to the sound of flashing steel. When the road our heels down, shattered tales and legends told, strengthened by the hymns of old. Weathered out this fighting from his throne, so we sing our traveler's song. Chances don't come cheap, so keep alert and on your feet. An ancient spirit's song will heal our wounds, unabashed by our defeat. Spot the bloodstains on these cobble streets, a message to the gods to see us through. Ever heard get a friendly song, so raise your voice and praise the sun. Call a new rebirth to keep us strong. Countless souls along the path, lost to fiends and loads of wrath, will return to play our final song. Dragons' bones scattered on the way back home, beating to the sound of flashing steel. When the road our heels down, shattered tales and legends told, strengthened by the hymns of old. Weathered out this fighting from his throne, so we sing our traveler's song.
Daughter of the sea, beware, I heard him cry. His words carried upon the ocean breeze as he sank beneath the tide. Those blood-soaked shores of Kalimdor, where sailors
Of all the trees that grow so fat, o'er England to adorn, greater are none beneath the sun than oak and ash and thorn. Sing oak and ash and thorn, good sirs, all on a midsummer's morn. Surely we'll sing of no little thing, and oak and ash and thorn. You that is old in churchyard mold, he breedeth a mighty bow. Alder for shoes do wise men choose, and beech for cups also. But when you have killed in your bowl, it is filled, and your shoes are clean outworn. Back you must speed for all that you need to oak and ash and thorn. Sing oak and ash and thorn, good sirs, all on a midsummer's morn. Surely we'll sing of no little thing, and oak and ash and thorn. Sing oak and ash and thorn, good sirs, all on a midsummer's morn. Surely we'll sing of no little thing, and oak and ash and thorn. Elm she hates mankind and waits till every gust be laid, to drop a limb on the head of him that anyway trusts her shade. But whether a lad be sober or sad, or mellow with ale from the horn, he'll take no wrong when he lieth along neath oak and ash and thorn. Sing oak and ash and thorn, good sirs, all on a midsummer's morn. Surely we'll sing of no little thing, and oak and ash and thorn. Sing oak and ash and thorn, good sirs, all on a midsummer's morn. Surely we'll sing of no little thing, and oak and ash and thorn. Oh, do not tell the priest our plight, for he would call it a sin. But we've been out in the woods all night, a conjuring summer in. We bring you good news by word of mouth, good news for cattle and corn. Sure as the sun come up from the south by oak and ash and thorn. Sing oak and ash and thorn, good sirs, all on a midsummer's morn. Surely we'll sing of no little thing, and oak and ash and thorn. Sing oak and ash and thorn, good sirs, all on a midsummer's morn. Surely we'll sing of no little thing, and oak and ash and thorn.
Near a natural 20.
Norna, everyone, welcome back.
We're back.
Hey.
Hello.
Heyo.
Daddy, I cannot see you.
I know, I'm eating pudding.
Ah, okay. I got my
now it's pudding. It was tacos 5 seconds ago.
I have a big stomach, I can't help it.
Oh, man.
This dottiness is not going to power itself, I'm sorry.
Alright, so, have we decided how we're going to be taking all this treasure with us?
Oh, Grim and I.
One person
Grim
at a
and I
time.
are loading
One
it.
person at a time.
I'm pretty sure. Because Dottie has a mind to make sure that it goes back to town properly, she's gonna have vest some of it within her her satchel and in her arms on like laying on her shield. And then whatever else.
Okay, so you'd probably take the relics then, because that's going to be the goblets, the sword, the scepter. Who's going to check the chest and the urns?
Check for traps on the chest.
I'm checking. I'll check for traps on chest.
Roll percentage.
Okay. $65.
That would be a fail.
Oh, dang it.
You have your character sheet, right? You can see the chance of success. So yeah, you are unaware of any traps that might be there.
Oh, he's standing right there anyway. You may as well open it.
You open it up and you see a collection of copper, silver, and electrum and gold pieces.
Ooh. Well, that could be our 40%.
May as well be our 40.
No, that's not how this works.
How big is that chest?
It's not like your video game chest. It's like about this big, that tall. Like, so, you know, it's just a small chest you can pick up like this.
Great. Grimshaw just palms the thing and just puts it in his jacket. Thank God there was no trap.
It's not that small. It's like it's still it would still be bulky in your jacket.
In fairness, Grimshaw's got a big hand anyway.
I'm not talking about the hand. Oh, you're talking about like scooping coins out.
No, I mean literally like grabbing the whole chest with his hand.
Yeah, that wouldn't fit in your jacket.
Put it in my bag. Put it in my other bag, not hungry bag.
You still haven't found that bag.
I know. I'm worried about it. We couldn't feed it, and so it probably ran off. Oh well, I'm upset. I'm upset, but I'll be over it.
Oh.
All right, and then Dottie, would you mind rolling me a intelligence check?
Sure. 1 second. You. Hi.
She's back.
Hey.
Wow. That's 12 on a 20.
All right, cool. So you get all the reliquaries, put it on your shield. You're ready to go.
Yes.
Any character who might have checked the urns, all you see is ash.
Okay.
Clearly. What about the other rooms? I know we're in a reliquary, but I can never say that word properly.
Reliquary.
But we can at least try and see if there's anything else worth taking.
Just a lot of personal objects.
Alright, yeah, no, it's not worth it. We are going to be using most of this stuff to fund the people anyway, so... That scepter will probably sell for most of the money. Actually, can I take a look at that scepter?
Dottie?
Like an honest-to-goodness look at that scepter.
Dottie?
Sure.
Daddy?
Absolutely.
What are you looking for?
Markings, jewels, just like the general weight of it. Like I'm looking at it, like trying to understand like how much this actually is worth.
So you're appraising it.
Yes.
Roll the appraisal proficiency check.
Thank God I put a 1 into that.
Thank God someone thought of it.
I rolled a 2.
Woo!
Nice.
So, looking over it, it's not a gold scepter, it's a silver scepter, so it's not as, wealthy, but you can see that this is like a family heirloom, so that adds to the worth. Essentially what you're looking at is, let's see here. I would say it's worth 4 platinum.
Wow.
That's a pretty big chunk of change. I'm not gonna lie about that. Once we get out of here, we'll count the change. But we're all, are you able to reset traps, Bernard?
Yeah, I think I can. I can reset.
Not some of these traps. There's a cords cut and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I do have rope.
Not that kind of rope, but we appreciate that.
Oh, I was just going to say that you could dismantle the fibers and individually take those and...
Theoretically, yeah, you could, but that
would require the weaver skill.
Yeah, and a lot of time. Also, just gonna make sure that on our way out that I will pay proper respects and thanks to them for allowing us to be able to use this for the good of the town. The tomb, that is.
Maybe we'll keep the scepter. That's all I want, really, anyway. Swing that around.
Alright, so, recap. We have found multiple zombies and skeletons that were destroyed, traps were undone, and not only did you find the reliquary room, you also discovered that the middle and undisturbed sarcophagus was apparently unsealed and then resealed. But you don't detect any undead from it.
That's gonna be eaten at me. I don't want to unseal it again just in case, but...
Like, is there some sort of intelligent undead, or, you know what I mean, like, one that has the intelligence enough to reseal the coffin behind it?
Yeah.
Well, like, there was evidence that the undead that came out initially, aka the whites, did not care about that kind of thing, as their coffins were completely destroyed.
Yeah, but this one coffin is different.
This one coffin looks like it's the only coffin that was opened from the outside first.
That's the key there.
Now, let's put more thought into this. We went in there. All the traps that were in here were disarmed. All the coffins were busted out except for one, which was opened up and resealed, which means they took they went into that specific coffin to look for something specifically. 3, I don't know, I'm getting a bad feeling.
I mean, maybe someone took the body.
Telly,
Yes.
was that coffin centralized, or one of the side coffins?
It was the central coffin.
I have a suspicion that that might have held something that would, have some, like, weight or semblance to it that the dead might have looked at in a form of reverement and, like, listened to whoever is holding the thing. As a hypothetical. Like saying,
Like you said, evil's evil.
Also, if your assumption is based on the idea of someone broke into this place, took the item, and then took control of the undead, the problem there is they'd have to get past all the undead without being detected whatsoever in order to get that item.
Well, or
And
they
who
took
can do
the
that?
entire body themselves.
I'm sorry, multiple people talking at once, one person at a time. Lorcan, you were first?
But I'm just saying that maybe that person took the entire corpse for some reason. And we already know that the KOR was doing some sort of experiments to create undead. Maybe this is their doing?
And Grimshaw.
I don't know if it's the well, hang on, I'm gonna respond to that first. I don't know if it's the KOR doing it. Maybe like one of their splinter cells, maybe, but judging by the interactions we've had with the specific knights themselves, and with other players in the group, it feels like a subsect that has an ulterior motive and is just using the KOR as a scapegoat at this point. Because you saw how the knights actually treated us when we were in their camp.
Mm-hmm.
We were treated with respect. We helped them, and they treated us with respect because of that. Now, I got the sneaking suspicion that they're not telling us the whole truth, and we're not going to hear the whole truth until we get to our next destination. Which, by the way, if anyone doesn't know, we are taking a quick detour.
I find it funny because, like, we've been taking detour and then another detour and then another detour.
Well, no. Well, the thing is, we're getting there eventually. But
Yeah,
this
no,
is
yeah.
actually- the detour's actually on the way. Kind of out of the way.
Like,
Are
Briar
you
Glen was the initial
expecting-
detour, was my point.
Yes.
Are you expecting us to be able to, like, be waddling around and, like, lugging all this stuff when my arms are kind of full and go on some, like, fantastical little mini thing?
Oh no, we're going. Listen, what we're gonna do is we're probably gonna stop in this town. We're gonna offload what we need to offload here, which is gonna be a decent chunk. Honestly, they need money more than anything, so we'll probably definitely give them the chest and most of the relics. But I want that scepter. That scepter is mine. That scepter will be our payment. That scepter will fund our travels.
Okay.
After that, we will head up to Belmora, or Belmoran, or whatever it is.
Lyrian goes like, Balmora.
Thank you. And then from there, we'll make our way to Nuxfar when we have the chance. But I'm gonna tell
be
you
right
this
back.
right now. And there he goes.
I'll be right back.
There he goes. We need... We're going to definitely need horses.
Where's Dottie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there she is.
Right there.
I have a horse.
I have a horse.
Yeah, that's 2 out of 7.
Oh, I'm sorry, Grimshaw. Is my horse not good enough for you?
I think I'd crush your horse.
If my horse can support me, I'm pretty sure it can support you.
No, Grimshaw's like twice your weight. He's also like 1.5 feet taller than you.
I don't know. It's a pretty strong horse.
I'd rather have my own anyway, but the scepter should be able to fund us at least to Balmoral and to Nuxfar, and then from there we can focus on setting roots down. Sound like a plan? Are we
Sounds like a plan to me.
fantastic? Let's go tell the townspeople that we saved them.
Back.
You're all saved. You're welcome.
We're off to see the wizard.
The wonderful lizard of Kaz.
Yay!
All right, so
I feel like at the end of this campaign, it's gonna be Dottie and Grimshaw are like the mom and dad of the group. Grimshaw being the cool dad that just like wants to do everything fun, and Dottie being like, no, we can't do that.
Just running around kissing boo-boos every time they come along.
Lorson's the grumpy
the
uncle
fun-
that just keeps everyone in line.
I was gonna say the Funkle. Fun uncle.
And I guess I'll be a precocious kid that keeps getting in trouble.
The one that Grimshaw scolds in public, but then suddenly goes, all right, how much you get? You know the rates.
yeah, he's the dad. He's the dad who's just like, yeah, you're not supposed to do that. He says, looking over at the mother, and just goes like, okay, I gotta admit that was pretty cool. You did a really good job there.
Just wait till they turn around. All right. Where's my cut? He's not even mad.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys head back to the town. I'm gonna roll something real quick. Okay.
Everyone is dead asleep.
Not asleep. But like you approach the town guard, and he sees the gold, the treasure you guys are carrying. He kind of like. And he's just like, "All right, that's it. I'm dreaming when I'm dreaming on my feet. This is ridiculous." Like the guards just don't believe that you're carrying a whole bunch of treasure in your arms.
Hey, buddy. How are you?
Got the biggest, most genuine grin on our faces.
Mm-hmm.
No, there's no genuine grin on Grimshaw's face at this point. He's just like, "How are you, bud?"
And he's like, "Well, apparently I'm asleep, so I'm doing great."
At least you're not having a nightmare this time. I lay my hand on his shoulder.
I'll look at the guard and ask, which way to the mayor? Or
Before you ask that, you just put your hand on his shoulder. He almost collapses on the spot from just that.
Oh.
Buddy. The town is safe, buddy. Get everyone. If you could do me a favor, where's our esteemed town center person? The mayor or the what?
That would be a friar.
He's like, "Okay, number one, I do not abandon my duties. Number two, why should I?" Sealdra tosses him a silver coin. He catches it. He's like, "Right over there." As soon as he gives you the directions, he starts walking home.
Alright.
She just looks at you and says, "Do you really want to deal with sleep deprived people, or do you just want to do the quicker way?"
I mean, you're right. You're right. Listen, CLJ, we gotta spend at least one more night here anyway. It would have been really funny to see what he would have done. You know, I derive some enjoyment out of dealing with sleep-deprived people sometimes.
She looks at you and goes, "If you want to do that, how about we do that after we attempt negotiation for the treasure?"
Negotiation. We are being kind by giving them most of it back.
She smacks him on the back of the head, not like a, "I'm going to reprimand you," but just like, "Will you stop that?"
Loving family.
I love how Donnie's arrival basically changed the entire dynamic.
It works though.
It does work. It's beautiful. I love it.
Grimshaw now has to be kind of on his toes about what he says.
We do what is right because it's the right thing to do.
No, we do the right thing because the right thing can be extortion later.
And then there's Sealdra, who's just like, "I just want to be as free as I possibly can. Thank you very much."
And
I just want to say,
Air and we're going to the town center to announce to the town.
we are going to give you some of the spoils of war that happened last night. Do not worry, we have solved your problem. This came from the area.
Well, hold on. So first things first, you arrive at the town hall. The receptionist is fast asleep, so you can just walk right up. Going into their office, they like you open up the door and they're just like, "Oh, you guys again."
Morning, sleepyhead.
Hold on a second. His eyes widen as saucers, and he's just like, "Hold on a second."
Nope, you're awake.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we're alive.
He looks at you and goes, "Did you just rob the nobility crypt?"
Nope.
No.
Please explain then.
I will gladly explain that, if I may.
Sealdra looks nervously at Grimshaw.
Now, I was not with them before, as you know.
Yes, speaking of which, who in the hell are you?
That is an excellent question. I am currently your benefactor, and I've traveled far.
No! Don't give me any of the no! I don't have the time nor patience for this. Don't give me the beating around the bush. Name, who are you? Where are you from? Why are you here?
He's gonna puff out her chest and say, "How dare you interrupt me, sir? Especially when I'm carrying gifts
Just
from
shut
far and wide."
up! That is not what I asked. Just tell me who you are. Dottie, just so you understand, this is a man who has not slept in weeks, and he is on his last straw. That you can see the madness forming in his eyes.
I understand.
Then answer the damn question.
I am. Dadalinka Opahala Paradopinamidozomnia.
Roll a dex check as he throws something at your face.
The Rubina.
Dottie, he interrupts you. Roll a dex check to dodge him.
I'm rolling the die while I'm talking.
Can I just like slap a hand out of her mouth?
Arena Ambrose. 5.
5? Okay, so yeah, you're interrupted halfway as you get hit by some random object. It's like, shut up! I asked for your name, not a freaking lecture!
That is her name.
I don't care, make it simple!
Her name's Dottie.
Thank you!
Alright.
Now, as I was trying to tell you before we were so rudely interrupted, this is from a sacred place, and it is here to help your town.
Okay, go ahead.
Where it came from exactly is of no concern. This is a gift.
Okay, shut up. I don't want to hear another word from you. I'm done. Okay.
Fella.
Would someone please explain what the hell's going on?
I just did, and then you interrupted me and then told me to shut up, sir.
You need the whole story, Dottie. I got this.
Okay.
While investigating your sleep-deprived problem, we stumbled upon a group of necromancers trying to make zombies. Trying to make living zombies out of the town. We handled it. We got rid of the necromancers. A lot of them are a bloody paste on the ground. While handling it, we got attacked by said zombies. We dispatched them without at least a little bit of trauma on our side. While searching their hideout, we found this treasure. We found this reliquary room. In that reliquary room, we said, we can use some of this money to help you guys rebuild. The thing is, the only thing I want in return is this scepter.
Roll a charisma check. No modifiers because there's just so many bonuses and net penalties in that one explanation alone. It's just a straight, oh Lord.
If I may, that's why I was trying to give it first, because I was trying to do a charisma roll.
I understand that your character trying to give the full name to this sleep deprived dude did not help at all.
That's not what I was initially trying to do, sir. But okay.
I'm aware. Again, I'm just role playing the character. Like,
you're gonna hate when I tell you what I just rolled.
What did you roll?
Natural 100.
I rolled a 93. You almost lost that.
Oh yeah, I know.
So, you essentially have overwhelmed his senses as he's just trying to process this, and he's just like...
Brother. Allow me to make it
So to simplify, it's over.
It's over.
Yes.
Bad guy's dead.
Yes.
That guy's dead. Problem solved.
Creatures came from where again?
deep from within their cave. I don't know where their cave led out, but just there was a cave down there that had a reliquary room at the end of it. Best I can say.
He looks over Dottie and says, "And that's where you're saying this stuff came from?"
Yes.
Lorsan, I asked Dottie.
I know, he's still gonna answer anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And you wanted some of this treasure?
Just
Stop it.
this scepter.
Just... Okay, fine, sure. Ugh. I have your word that this is over.
If you want us to wait,
Please, I would very much rather you wait.
we can stay until tomorrow to make sure that the whole town gets a nice, peaceful night.
Betty bye.
I even offer some of my guys to stay up and watch the town walls while your guardsmen get some actual sleep. But that'll also cost a little bit. Your whole town's at this point in need of rest.
I totally agree. Oh, gosh. The people will not react well if we tell them that there were necromancers involved and they're responsible for this, and especially since that might get the military involved, and we sure as hell don't want those people here.
Well,
how do I
they
deal with
don't
this?
need to know. That'll just cause panic.
But what do I tell them?
That it's over.
Yeah, that they can sleep well.
Yeah, they
at
don't-
night.
They will want questions at some point. I need some kind of answer for them.
Then you tell
That's up
them.
to you.
You tell them that the threat is abated. You tell them that they can rest easy. You can tell them that as long as we are here, we will ensure that nothing like this happens again.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I miss a message? Are you staying in this town indefinitely, or?
Oh no, we are not staying indefinitely.
Then that phrase doesn't really help us all that much.
It does, because we will be in the area.
Well,
And if there is trouble,
we'll come back. We can always come back and help. But tell them it was the ghost in the mansion that was keeping everyone awake.
And
Tell them it.
how would this ghost have supposedly been stopped from doing that?
Well, that's up to you to create a story.
I'm not good at this. I
You're the
manage
mayor.
political stuff. I have no knowledge of
There's
this
no-
mystic voodoo stuff.
And your
I'm gonna look at the man that's been overtly rude to all of us by now, and then she's going to look at him and say, "That's your problem."
Oh.
I don't care how long that you have been without sleep. An official in your station should act with etiquette and decorum, sir.
Roll a charisma check.
I mean, you are getting datified on this one.
Oh yeah.
Come
Nope, that's
on.
a 5.
What'd you roll?
That's
That's
a
a-
5.
On a
On
D100?
a D20.
No,
On a
D100.
D20, that's a 5.
You want to roll a D100 for the charisma checks.
Ah! Okay, sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
You want a high number.
High number. Come on, high number. Dotty it up.
Okay, and that is a 70.
All right. You kind of see him pale for a hot second before he's just like, Oh, if only that damn wizard was still here.
Wizard.
He's talking about Vlasic Costello.
Yeah, but he's not. He's also on our list of missing persons that we need to find.
He's missing? I'm sorry. Did you just say that Vlasic Costello is missing?
Well,
Oh,
I'm
he's
pretty
not.
You've noticed that he hasn't been around for some time.
Yeah, he takes trips. Never heard of him being missing. He looks over at Lyria and he's like, "What is this about being missing?" She kind of shrinks away a little bit.
Lyrian, it's okay. When I say missing, it's only because I need to know, because I'm looking for him as well. I need to find him to get answers myself.
Don't
Put
say
your
that.
finger down.
No. Just don't say that to anyone. If someone like him is truly missing, or even if you say that and gives them the impression that he's missing, that spells disaster for all of us.
If you want to enlighten me on that one.
You have to understand, this country does not like magic at all. The populace distrusts it on the majority, especially the nobility and the royalty. And because of that, with someone as powerful as Vlasic Costello just going missing, even if he has a noble cause in mind, the fact that no one knows where he is causes certain bad emotions to come up, which causes certain fearful thoughts, which trail into rumors, which trail into... You get the idea. We don't need this getting out. Even if it's just a thought. We do not need this right now.
Well then. Just let people know in your town that the problem has been solved. It will not bother them anymore. You'll be able to get a good night's sleep for the first time in God knows how long if you just sleep tonight. Or hell, at this point, tell everyone to take a day off and get that rest that they so desperately need. Your guard nearly collapsed when I patted his shoulder. We're here for the day, we're here for the night.
You see him kind of like taking deep breaths, trying to calm himself down.
Tomorrow morning, we'll collect our fair pittance from salt for manning the gates for you guys, and we'll be on our way. Does that sound fair?
Yes. Gods, yes.
Now go and get some rest. Go be with your wife for one.
He just kind of looks at you awkwardly and goes, "I don't have a wife."
A husband.
Husband?
No.
Boyfriend? Girlfriend? You poor unfortunate soul, you went into politics without someone to console you? What is wrong with you?
Given the alternative at the time...
Fair enough. Anyway. Thank you for your time. Anyone else got anything to say to him?
No.
Airing of grievances?
Nope.
It looks like all the stress is finally starting to roll off his shoulders as he's starting to just start falling asleep in his chair.
Well, who's ready to retire at the end?
Well, he just signed us up to do watch duty.
I'll put stuff
Grimshaw.
at the front gate
Right.
at the other.
Where did Grimshaw go? He vanished!
Disappeared.
Oh,
He's speaking with the Thieves Guild.
Well,
Oh, there he is.
I guess Lucin's gonna take first shift.
Welcome back, Grimshaw.
I have no idea what happened.
You went to talk to the Thieves Guild.
The Thieves Guild stole my bones.
I can take the first shift if you want to rest more, Lord Dan.
Alright, I guess I'll take second shift then.
So are we watching these shifts? How are we doing this? Because like Grimshaw signed us up to watch the town for the guards.
It's literally we're
We were
watching
also
the front
promised
gate so
payment
no
for
one
it.
gets in because yes. We're watching basically the front gate so everyone in town is safe because this place is basically walled by a mountain and a river, so it's like not gonna get invaded anytime soon.
Yeah. Okay, so Dottie, roll an intelligence or wisdom check of your choice.
Can I add alertness?
Can you what?
Add alertness?
Oh yeah, you do have alertness. Roll alertness proficiency first.
Okay. What am I rolling on?
D20 or
Proficiency,
D100?
right.
I was gonna say a table, preferably, but the rug works too.
Okay. So that is a 20.
On a D100?
Plus, yeah, 20 on a D100.
Okay, so you do
Plus
get...
mine.
So, alright, so in that case, yeah, you just automatically succeed.
Uh-huh.
So, you're kind of like on watch, and your group is kind of like camped at the gates, and you notice. At first you're wondering if there was a threat, but then you notice that it's Lyrian who's kind of like sneaking off into the forest.
Okay. That's weird. She's looking very leery. And
Stop it.
Cute.
I have an idea then.
Okay.
I'll wake Bernard.
Bernard, you're woken up by Dottie.
What's going on?
Hey. Do me a favor. Just a small favor.
What?
I noticed Lyrian snuck out of camp to go into the woods. Would you mind tailing her for a little bit and keeping an eye on her?
Okay, I can do that.
Thank you. And then I'll return to my post.
Alright. Bernard, roll silently.
D100, right?
D100.
$88.
Yeah, you're still a little tired from having woken up just immediately. So, you're not as quiet as you think you are.
Dang it.
So at a certain point, Lyrian just kind of like hears a twig snap. She turns around. She's like, "Who's there?"
I hide.
They could come up.
Wait. Yeah, I could do that. I got animal. Wait, do it.
Animal noise.
Let's make sure. Let me see. Yeah, animal noise.
Go ahead. You see, this is why these proficiencies exist.
Should I do the D20 or D100 for it?
It's up to you.
I'll do D20.
Let's see, your goal would be. Are you sure you have points in animal noise?
It says it says I got I don't have points in it though. I don't have points in it, but I have a chance to do it 1 to 2.
Yeah, so that's the default anytime you have a bold item or bold proficiency.
Okay. Okay then. And I don't have. I thought I did. I thought I did.
I recommend putting points to that when you have the chance. It is very useful.
Okay. I'll try it anyway.
Yeah,
No
might
harm in
as well.
trying.
$11? Nope.
Nope. What animal do you attempt and fail to mimic?
The blonde-headed booby.
Owl. Owl.
Owl? Okay. So she hears a failed attempt, and I'm gonna roll an intelligence check to see if she can hone in on where that came. She did hone in on where that came from. Let's see here. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. She kind of looks off, looks around, looks like she's listening to something, and then she goes. She looks dead center at you, and she goes, "Come out of hiding! I know you're there."
Okay.
I can see you.
I come out with my hands raised. Okay. Got
I love the references, man. Keep them up. So you advance. You come forward. She's like, "Bernard,
Hi.
you scared me."
That's why I was trying to do it silently. I guess I'm off my game right now.
Why are you following me?
Well, you went running off into the woods. Didn't know where you were going. And Dottie wanted me to check up on you.
She kind of like looks a little bit nervous. She's like, "Dottie saw me?"
Yep. She was on guard.
Well, look, I'm just going for a walk. Can I just go for a walk alone, please?
Okay. I just was offering to give you some little backup if you needed it.
I'm fine. Thank you, but I don't need it.
Okay.
Thank you.
I get. Shut. I can't.
You need to channel that Grimshaw ninjutsu.
Yeah, girls just don't go wandering off in the middle of the woods just for a walk in the middle of the night, right
Yeah.
after there was a
14
giant
listen,
attack with undead.
Listen,
Hey,
she's
you-
going through her goth rebellion phase. She's gonna draw a few pentagrams out in the middle of the forest and summon a demon. It's fine.
It's fine.
What's the worst that can happen in the world? Actual demons.
I can't even disagree with that. I can't.
But she could if you don't stop her, she keeps walking further into the woods.
I start following her, to be honest.
Well, you're not there. You sent Bernard over there.
Yep.
I'm casting invisibility.
That's nice. If you're not silent, that's going to be a moot point.
And sound shield.
I'm sorry, what?
Not sound barrier.
Let me double check that spell real quick.
Dun 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 dun.
Cause what tier level is that?
That's tier. I think I remember it could go without. Go to. It's tier 1, level 1.
See, that makes me even more suspicious.
What is it tier of a suit?
Level 1.
I think it's tier a must.
Is it Tyr, god of the wall?
Come on.
Okay, yeah, you can make it mobile, so you are now completely silent and invisible.
That's mildly terrifying. Just 2 level 1 spells. I'm like, yeah, can't see or hear.
Dude.
Not so.
And the invisibility is can last almost for indefinitely depending on how you handle it. Sound barrier has a time limit of 1 turn plus 1 round per level. So in other words, being level 5, he can have it up. He can have it up for 15 minutes,
which is more than enough to follow her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So Bernard follows her.
Bernard. Do your thing, Bernard.
Yeah.
And sees her just like after she walks a little bit of a distance, she kind of looks back, looks around, tries to see if she spots anyone. She kind of goes, "Are they gone?" Okay. Do you have any idea what those things were in that crypt? Or what might have happened? Anything? What do you mean gassed? Okay, so ghouls, gas, and whites. Do you have any idea what was controlling them? If anything was controlling them? That's not very helpful. Yes, I know it's my fault. I didn't send you to look at the crypt while they were attacking. I didn't think about it at the time. See, that's not nice. Look, I just want to help them, and you see her kind of like jump a second before she turns around. She goes, "Don't scare me like that, okay? That's not nice." Well, why shouldn't I be talking with you? You see her kind of pale a little bit. She's like, "Okay. Bernard, I want you to roll me an intelligence check."
Okay.
He's talking to a demon.
Method, if anything.
Oh. Lord Van would be so proud.
20.
Did you roll a 20? Ooh.
He just rolled a 20.
So you're watching you're watching her facial expressions, her body language, her lips, her eyes, everything. And her eyes are essentially like being like looking around as if she's looking for something that she can't see. Somehow she knows that she's being watched right now.
Uh-oh.
And she's trying her best not to give it away.
Hmm.
Poor girl.
Okay, so then I'm gonna my move.
Oh, it gets
silence-
better.
What?
Because you also notice you notice this is a kind of forest that has like a very soft, subtle mist that flows through it every now and then, because it's in the middle of the mountain valley, so anything from the mountains kind of drifts down. You kind of as you look around to see all that kind of stuff, you see a little bit of the fog kind of swirling in one certain area.
Like it's hitting something.
Mm. Something. So okay, so is where's that certain area that's fog's hitting?
About 7 feet in front of Lyrian.
how big is the circle?
How big is the circle?
Yeah.
It's kind of like swirling in a circle in a kind of like in the same range of like a man's diameter.
Okay.
It's like 3.
I still think it's a demon.
4
Most
feet-ish.
likely.
Demons are notorious for shrinking people.
So that means she most likely has spotted me, or sensed me somehow.
I don't think she sensed you.
Yeah, I think that demon sensed me. Okay. I'm gonna keep my eye on that. How much more time do I have?
I would say you're reaching like the last 5 minutes of your spell.
Okay. I'm gonna start to make my way back.
All right. I want you to roll me a saving throw real quick.
Saving throw. Ah, 3.
You hear a whisper in the back of your mind, and to you, these are your own words. But the words go, it would probably be wise to not mention this.
Okay. Okay.
Someone just cast a suggestion spell on Bernard.
So I can't. Do I resist it or am
You failed the save, so you do not resist it.
Okay.
That thought came to your mind. You were like, "That is probably a very good decision."
Okay.
Oh, she's fine. She's fine. She's in her goth phase.
So eventually, Bernard returns to Dottie. Dottie, you see him come from the forest.
Kind of like,
Mhm.
Hey, Bernard, it's your turn.
Yeah. Hey. I'll
No,
go
it's
ahead.
Thorsten's turn actually.
so how'd it go, Bernard?
Bernard's up though. That's
She was just going for a walk. That's all.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Nothing else happened.
And that's kind of uncharacteristic given recent happenings.
Nah, it's just she just felt like going for a walk. I guess she feels comfortable being on her own.
Oh, I see. Well then, I might go have a word with her. 'Cause I don't know much about her then. That much.
Like I said, I didn't see anything. All I saw her do was go for a walk.
I am still worried. Because I don't know if anything might pop out. And it is my duty to guard. So, unless he stops or he does anything.
Oh, she told me not to mention it. That's all. So she didn't tell me not to convince anybody to go spying. So all I would say is, well okay.
You wouldn't mention anything that might have happened.
Yeah, I can't mention anything that might have happened. I can't mention.
No, you wouldn't be telling her the conditions of the spell. That's not how that works.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying this meta.
Okay, you need to clarify that because otherwise it sounds like it's coming from Bernard.
No, meta.
No, I picked up that it was meta. So Dottie will then go down the ladder of people to wake up and go push Lorzan. Gently pat Lorzan and say, "Hey, it is your turn."
Right.
Lorzan!
What?
It's your turn for guard duty.
Fine.
Lorsan gets up, Dottie Lorsan gets up, Dottie turns, and Lyrian's in her bed. Or bedroll.
Oh, okay. How did
It's
she
very
get there
it's
without me?
it's very obvious to Dottie that she is faking sleeping.
Oh,
It's not obvious to Lorsan, who just woke up.
okay. Then I think it might be a good idea for Dottie to waddle over and kind of pat her shoulder and be like, "Hey, kiddo. I know things have been rough, but if you need somebody to talk to, I know we've just met, but I've got a good set of ears."
She doesn't respond, still hoping that pretending to sleep is working.
Well, if you change your mind, I am just one hop, skip, and jump away. Clank, 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 clank.
No. Clank, 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 slap! You turn and you see Lorsan like had slapped himself trying to get something that landed on there. Dottie doesn't hear it, but Lorsan hears a giggling.
Damn demons.
Demons!
Speaking of, what does Lorsan have in his pack for his dinner?
You literally see hardened honey. Just like a whole pouch of hardened honey.
Plain honey. How am I supposed to eat this?
You're probably seeing like just a whole honeycomb, in which case it's like
No.
biting into. No?
No, it's literally just balls of hardened honey.
I mean, that's still edible. That's just hard candy. But you could actually just get the honeycomb, in which case the wax kind of works like chewing gum.
I did not know that.
It is actually very delicious, and
It really is. I've tried some. It's good.
Huh.
Good.
Alright, well I guess he's gonna be munching on some honey. Please keep it watch.
Hey, it's antimicrobial, so. I never have to worry about food orc.
He has a muffin button, don't you know?
Yes, the muffin button.
Oh, did somebody steal his sweet roll, so now he has muffins?
He has all the muffins.
So, did I go back to sleep?
I'm assuming it's up to you.
Yeah.
All right.
But I guess from now on, I'm gonna be keeping a watch on Lorsan.
Lorsan?
No, not Lorsan,
Right.
but
I was about
Lyrian.
to say why, because
Lyrian,
he's
yeah.
eating honey.
We're gonna eyeball Lorsan with the stink eye.
Well, I mean, I can always share with the group.
Well, that's going to be the end of the session, because that's all the time we have tonight.
Okay.
But yeah. So congratulations, we have Dottie now!
Yay!
Okay.
And I'm sorry, Dottie, about the mayor. Like, that's just how his response would have been.
Oh, no, you don't have to apologize. I love the roleplaying. Because it gave me an opportunity to mom.
To actually be the group mom.
Yeah. And then she's being the group mom with Lyrian. It's like, I know it just can't be you. If there's anything you need to talk about, I'm here for you.
I'm right here for you.
Meanwhile, she's
sweetie.
there- she-
I was your age once, I know.
Meanwhile, she's lying there hyperventilating, just looking at like, please think I'm asleep. Please think I'm asleep. Please think I'm asleep.
Give me loud!
Meanwhile, Grimshaw's still not back at the camp. He's still talking with the that whole period of time. Grimshaw's still talking with the Thieves Guild.
Honestly, if that's the case, they would have been like, and you didn't, I don't know, keep a secondary relic hidden away so that we could sell it, make a profit off it. I don't know. Missed opportunity there, bud.
I mean, yes. But gave you guys your profit from this, didn't I? Was I supposed to get you a cut? I'm not actually a part of your organization.
He's like, oh no, we're well aware, but doing something like that's how you get favor with us.
Oh, I know. But you see, the town needs to be rebuilt so you guys can generate more money for yourselves too.
It's an investment.
It's a long-term investment.
Yeah, they had hours conversation about this going back and forth.
Yes.
Just two businessmen going back and forth.
You guys aren't thinking about the big picture.
Alright, so Dottie, how'd you enjoy your first session with the group?
I had a lot of fun,
I'm glad.
and I'm happy to be here.
It felt like with Dottie in the group, a lot more people were actually role-playing.
Oh, yeah.
It felt like Dottie brought everyone into the circle, kind of got them rolling.
I think a big part of that is the fact that we have Grimshock, Lorsan, who are both evil alignment, and then Dottie is just a straight up opposite. She is lawful good. And because of that clash, there's a lot more engagement that happens because of that.
Exactly. And before Lyrian wasn't gonna challenge too much of our stuff because it was basically a 2-to-1 argument. Now it's like, all right, well, Lyrian's got the backup and Grimshaw's got half an army.
I do like to do my best to try and help encourage more of the role plays. That's why I was like, this is the perfect opportunity for Bernard to do sneaky stuff, or this is a great opportunity for Lorzan to banter with somebody who is like momming and bumping over it.
The adorable mom.
It was a very refreshing exposition episode.
Yeah.
We got our money. We'll be making a good clip when we sell the scepter. Which, thank God, I took appraisal on my last stuff.
Again, this is why I ended up deciding to add proficiency points for race, for class, for general, all that kind of stuff, because it's like, I want players to not only feel, because like, I know a couple of people who just want to max out certain proficiencies. Like, there's so many good proficiencies, not just for roleplay, but mechanics. For example, no one really thinks about animal noise. But animal noise, it can be so useful because it allows people to communicate with each other subtly and secretly. It allows you to, like with Bernard, if someone catches noise, you can try and play it off as an animal. There's so many skills that have so much use. But then again, there were also skills that had zero uses or were just dumb to think about. Because like there was a proficiency once that was like straight up like, hey, this entire proficiency is specifically about starting a campfire.
What?
Yeah.
That is a great proficiency to have, especially because again, that's not like, I can start, it's just starting a campfire. It's like, is the wood wet? Is it storming out? Like, I can still get a fire going in that case.
No, I get that, but
how much do you want the smoke to plume to make a signal fire?
That's a good idea, but again, as it was written, it was basically just, hey, do you want to start a campfire? You have to roll this. And you have to keep in mind that this was from the manual that was focused on, hey, this is assuming that you're doing wilderness survival specific sessions.
Do you want to commit arson?
So like, not really like much combat, not much roleplay, just a lot of like, hey, roleplay day-to-day life, essentially out camping in the woods kind of thing. It's like, even I, who love roleplay, I recognize that a lot of people wouldn't want to do that as full-on sessions.
Oh
So.
my God, I'm sorry for that. I'm gonna have to write that now. I'm gonna have to write the lyrics of "Do you want to commit arson?"
Better than the one that I had a few years back, if you remember it.
Well, I don't remember this one.
Do you want to snort some blow, man?
No.
Oh yeah.
Now.
Oh, are we still live?
Yeah, we're still
Oh,
live.
yeah.
After every session, we have like a little talk session. So.
No.
Oh,
It doesn't
Oh, yeah.
have to be just arson. We can go out late and commit war crimes, just you and me.
and the demon on her shoulder.
Which is funny because we're all talking about like, oh, Lyrian has a demon, Lyrian has a demon, and it's like. Meanwhile, Lorsan has a very specific amulet that has a very specific symbol on it.
Which is
We're not
even.
gonna- Look, that only one of us in this party right now knows.
Well, Troxel knows, but he wasn't here today.
Yeah.
For whatever.
Like, two
I have,
people in the party that know that.
and I'm gonna, because again, like, he didn't give me any message or heads up. He just didn't show up today, and he didn't respond to any of my messages. So.
Dude, he would have taken everything nailed down for himself anyway. As this is right as a noble.
And by the way, we are going to be saying that he was kind of like held by the KOR who did a thorough interrogation with him. Because they want to make certain, like, are you going to blab about this or are you going to keep your freaking mouth shut?
I mean, that is fair. That is very in line with that.
Yeah, especially since they're literally planning, they're literally against all the nobility at this point. They're like, okay, you're on our enemy's side. We're going to make sure you stay silent, okay?
The talks at the end are always shenanigans about.
That's what it's for.
But yeah, so I'm going to assume at this point that you guys have zero intention of going to the haunted house before leaving.
Look, even with a paladin that, as of this moment right now, I do not know is a paladin.
Right.
I'm just assuming it is a fancy fighter until that person gives me a reason to believe it is not a fancy fighter. So, like, the whole thing is, I'm just like, well, I'm not going there without any sort of religious backup because, again, I don't need the more trauma.
Might be something you'd have to beat out of her.
What's your turn on dead score though right now?
Somewhere between giggity
Then goo.
and giggity. Let me see where that is.
'Cause I remember when I was paladin, I could only turn so much.
No, it's going to be on the first page, beside the class spells and thieving skills.
What do you?
Like,
Oh, turn on dead.
yeah, right there on
Let's
the page.
see. I have an 18 for ghosts. No wait, that's a ghast. Yeah, I have nothing for ghosts.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Ugh. I can turn right though. I also am proficient in sucking people in at night. There we go. Those sweet dreams.
Oh, that's not all. You got quite a bit of powers. We have, with Dottie and Grimshaw's help, we've overhauled the paladins essentially. They have various saving throws against evil. They have the ability to resist diseases, resist poisons, resist curses, as well as emit those benefits as with half bonus as a radius effect. They have the ability to detect evil. They can emit protection from evil. They have lay on hands. They have resist mental manipulation, as well as resist possession, which again they can also emit as a radius.
Nobody's getting in our goodies.
So yeah. But yeah, I think that's all the time we have for tonight. So thank you guys for watching our session. We really appreciate it. Before I forget, because I wanted to do it multiple times and I just kept forgetting to do it. Patreon shout out, in case I didn't do it last session. Pandora has upgraded to the adventurer tier.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, this is so exciting. Thank you so much, Pandora. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, it's been a lot of. It's been really nice knowing that somebody enjoys our shenanigans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And like on top of the financial support, it's also exciting to know that we have your emotional support. And they actually did message me and said that they were spreading the word as much as they possibly could. So,
Aww.
it is
you.
with high hopes that this stream is going to take off this year, or next year. Either way, I'm excited to see what will come. So,
Well, again, as long as we keep doing it, it'll take off eventually, and people will see it and have fun with it.
yeah.
I mean, we've had 5 viewers this entire, basically the entire stream.
Oh, jeez, I didn't even
Well,
see that.
one of those is me.
One of those is me, and I think one of those is Bud.
So 2.
But we've had 5.
All right. Well, thank you again. You all have a wonderful night. We'll see you next session. Lopach.
Bye.
The trees that grow so fat, old England to adorn. Greater are none beneath the sun than oak and ash and thorn. Sing oak and ash and thorn, good sirs, all on a midsummer's morn. Surely we'll sing of no little thing, and oak and ash and thorn. You that is old in churchyard mold, he breedeth a mighty bow. Alder for shoes do wise men choose, and beech for cups also. But when you have killed in your bowl, it is filled, and your shoes are clean outworn. Back you must speed for all that you need to oak and ash and thorn. Sing oak and ash and thorn, good sirs, all on a midsummer's morn. Surely we'll sing of no little thing, and oak and ash and thorn. Sing oak and ash and thorn, good sirs, all on a midsummer's morn. Surely we'll sing of no little thing, and oak and ash and thorn. Elm she hates mankind and waits till every gust be laid.